Yes, guys,
Everywhere
you know
we
what time it is.
go.
It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 sports fan, Ireland's only answer to Harry Kane.
With this boy, Marcelo, Brazil's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you the desire, the love, the passion, the hatred, the rage, the rants, the things that you all love.
No, 100%. And look, we're also joined by Jack Kanicki tonight, special guest with the Frenemies over the last 2 shows. We're back here to give everybody what they wanted, finishing off these player ratings. I honestly didn't expect it to be such a huge hit the way it was. But look, you know, you guys wanted it, so we brought it back for you. Make sure your tub of Ben & Jerry's is out and at the ready. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Look, few formalities. We are actually on a big drive to try and get Will Stewart to 1K. He's only like 51 subs off last time I checked last night. So, you know, if you haven't, make sure you get up to Will Stewart thfc rants. His link is in the description below. Just click on it, go over and smash or subscribe and come back. Make sure you smash a like on this stream. Make sure you smash a subscribe on the channel. I'm close to 3K. I can almost feel it. You guys can help that by smashing that subscribe button if you're new. And also, feel free to put in a few super chats if you want. If not, sit back and enjoy the show. Jack, let's take it away, my man. Oh, actually, no, sorry, Rude. Let's welcome a few people to Harris Army. I almost forgot. We have Caleb. Big up, Caleb. We have Cody Mack. He says, yes, lads. We know what time it is. It's our boy, the Irish Hotspur. And I'm telling you, bro, smash a like and don't even think about it. Just do it. Big yourself up, Cody.
You, bro.
Yeah, give them all what they want, my man. Give them what they want. And then Cody in saying, help me get to 3K. Big yourself up, Cody.
Everybody's a Don forehead that subscribe button. If you're new tonight, everybody give it a good forehead to that subscribe, everybody.
Yeah, unfortunately, guys, I did say I wouldn't be wearing any Spurs merchandise, but I thought, you know, since we're going to be talking about shit players, I'll be wearing Moon Boots jersey today, you know.
May as well. You look, you may as well. You may as well.
He gave it.
We also have Blake Lerpiniere in here. He says, I'm in on a bit too late already. Drop the like. Okay, fair enough. Mr. K, hi everyone. Hashtag Harris Army. Big up, Wayne Light. I hope you're keeping well, my man. We also have Simon Cohn in the building. Big up Simon Cohn. We have Stephen Blyes. We have Killian Kenny. I hope you're keeping well, Killian. I hope you're all good, my man. We also have Wesley. We have Jason Groves. I love that accent, man. I love your voice. Keep it going, J.O. We have Tom R. He says, good evening, David, and hope you're all well. Looking forward to another great show. Appreciate that, Tom R. Appreciate that. Lionel Messi, look, you know, it's the usual. Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT, but thank you for tuning in, my man.
Big up, Lionel.
We have Mr. K. We have Sean Mitchell. He says, big up the panel. Great to you, lads. Great to see you, lads. And a big up the Harris Army. Let's get this guy to 3K. Big up, Mitchie, boy. I appreciate that, my man. We also have, just quickly, Stephen J, Leon Powell, Mark Cousins. We have Georgie. Big up, George. We have Jordan Stevens back again. He can't get enough of this. Big up, Jordan. Hope you're keeping well, my man. Josh 7. We have Mansell. We have Luke Plays Foot. Big yourself up. We have Dark Sung G. We have Tim Man 007. I hope you're keeping well, Tim Man. I really do, my man. Bjorn T. Look, we'll get straight into it. Dark Sun G kicking off the show the right way. Take it away, Jacko. It's your time to shine.
Hey, it's good to see you, Dark Sun G, the man that can always outstab me. So big up. You know, I hope you're doing well. And he says, I'm waiting for Mr. Passion and Coco and Sissoko. I think you mean Sissoko, if I'm right, David. So, you know, Dark Sun G, I know that's a bit of a typo there, but, no apology necessary, and big yourself up.
Look, he was Moose's Soul Train. Jacko, he was Moose's Soul Train when he scored against Brentford. You know, but after that, he became Moose's Stiff Soko, Moose's Slush Soko, whatever you want to call him, my man. Whatever you want to call him. And we have Harris Army and Chris in the building as well. Big yourselves up. Or Emily Dunn and Chris in the building. And Will Stewart. Will, I've already put it out there, my man. I'm telling everyone I want them to get over there and hit you with the 1K.
You missed a cracker of a game last night, David. You missed
a hard man.
Cracking game. That was an amazing stream. Big up Will Stewart. I was gonna watch that, phony Mayweather fight, but then Will Stewart sent me the invite. I was like, I gotta watch it with my boy. I'm so glad I did. That was an amazing game. Big up the US. Congratulations for the trophy.
100%. But guys, this is the name you need to get over and subscribe to. He's only, like I said, he was about 50 off. Get over there. Let's get Will to 1K throughout this stream. Well, look, Jack, we are a bit pushed for time here this evening. So look, let's take it away. Let's give us the stats. Let's get straight into it. Let's give the people what they came for. And if you feel like Dark Sun G, get them super chats in.
Absolutely, absolutely, David. And, I'm looking forward to it. And we are going to be starting off pretty hot and heavy. And it's kind of, it's not the good one to be starting with. We're not starting well. And David and Marcel, I hope you guys can see this all right. But we are starting with Moussa Sissoko, Moussa Soul Train. The man, he's played 25 matches in the Premier League. He's played 8 matches in the Premier League or in the Europa League. But I'm just going to, you see the player rating right in front of you. It's 1.5. Personally, you just look at these stats. There's no sense of what maybe the old Sissoko was. There's no sense of, the driving forward because you can tell in the possession stats, there's no, progressive carries. There's no total carrying distance. There's no carries at all, really. I mean, for the amount of game time he's had, he's been practically useless. Maybe most of the time he's come off the bench, but then again, really, there still is no excuse because then you should be coming off ready to go, ready to put in a two-footed tackle onto somebody. I'm just going to give it to the guys that know this guy best and, are, so to speak, maybe his biggest enemies. And I do not mean frenemies. So maybe I'll go to Marcelo here. I mean, what are you seeing here, Marcelo? Like, what's wrong with Sissoko? What's gone wrong this season?
I'm seeing exactly what I expect of Moussa Sissoko, simply. That's Moussa Sissoko on the chart if you're really going to put it, and in my opinion, I think he started off strong this season. He actually was, for me, the first 10 games he played, or first 15 games he played this season, he was irreplaceable. David and I even said it. I thought he was fantastic. Yeah. He was doing his job, putting 8 and 9 out of 10s. He was looking very good. And just for that, I would personally just give him a 2. Because in the beginning of the season, he was fantastic.
He's back to his old ways. You're right.
But then halfway through the season, he went back to his old ways. And in that chart, you see exactly what you expect from Moussa Sissoko that we have seen lately. It has not been good enough. The first touch, not good enough. The tracking back, poor. It's not good enough.
It's a good point, actually, Marcelo. That's a good point, actually. You did bring up, in the beginning of the season, he was like, the real Sissoko, maybe the Sissoko that, we sing the songs over. So you're absolutely right, Marcelo. But David, what do you gather? What are your thoughts on Sissoko or Sissoko train this summer, really?
I made 2 massive errors this season, my man. One was giving Ben Davies a bit of praise against Wolves along my man Marcelo. The second biggest mistake was praising Sissoko for half a season. Look, the first half of the season, even against Brentford, I nicknamed him Moussa Soul Train. He ran into the box, bullet header, great goal. But honestly, when you think about it, I thought about this one long and hard. And the thing is, right, he had a good half of the season, first half. But one thing I cannot forgive that man for is just literally standing still against Chelsea. You're talking about a team that stopped us from winning the league, right? The Battle of the Bridge. You're talking about a team that stopped us from winning the league. A team that we, let's be honest, we don't actually have a rivalry with Chelsea. They created this rivalry. And anytime it comes around, our rivalry. And I'm just sitting there trying to tell them, it's like, look, it's not a rivalry. It's you made this rivalry up. Just calm down. I know you want to beat us, relax, but you created this rivalry. It's not really a rivalry. But then the Battle of the Bridge came around and stuff like that. But look, it's a London team, and you want to beat every London team, and that's just unforgivable. And from that day forward, he's been absolutely shit. And even if you look over the course of his Spurs career, he came in, he was shit. Pochettino finally got him moving in centre midfield. Then he was shit for a while, Poch got sacked, and then he comes in, he was good for a while and shit. And look, I'm not going to give a player a good rating for just half a season. It's not why he's being paid. If Marcelo can go to work every day, Jack, you can go to work every day. Myself and everyone else in the Harris Army watching and putting the same shift week in, week out for the whole year and take your paycheck. There's no reason why footballers shouldn't be able to do it. So on that basis, I'm going to give Moussa Sissoko, I'm going to give him a 1, to be honest with you. Like I said, great first half start to the season. He was filling in. You could clearly see what he was doing. He was allowing Aurier to go forward. He sat back, protected that right-hand side, and doubled up and helped Aurier out defensively. But against Chelsea, like I said, it's unforgivable. So I'm going to give him a 1. I know people might call me harsh, but it's unforgivable. You don't do that against the rivals.
Yeah, absolutely. We got a 2 from Marcelo. We got a 1.5 from myself, and we do have a 1 from David. So I think that is a good average there for Sissoko there. And Dark Sun G here with yet again another super chat. He says the game that made Sissoko is the Chelsea game. What are your thoughts on that? Maybe I'll ask Marcelo here. the Chelsea game in particular maybe ring a bell for, you know,
For me, it was
Sissoko?
before that. For me, it was before that. For me, it was the Brighton game where Sissoko really let us down. He was poor in that Brighton game. He was probably his performance at Brighton was probably worse than his performance at Chelsea. It's just because Chelsea you expect more, you know. But that Brighton game, he was absolutely standing still the whole entire match.
Yeah.
That for me was the beginning of the end for Sissoko that season. Beginning of the end, you know. And you know, I would, you know, I still want to give him 2. You know, I was trying to give him a 2.5, but you know, David is right. It's a London derby, and you can't not show up. So for me, I think all the scores are justified. I wanted to give him 2.5. He did have a first good season, and you know, that's more than most of these players. Let's be real here. That's more than most of these players have given us this season. So for me, you know, I'll actually get my change. I'll give him a 2.5. I actually think I'll be a little bit lenient. I'll give him a 2.5. But you know. Yeah, no, it's poor.
Interesting.
It's not good enough. Either way, whatever way we look at it, he just hasn't been good enough.
Absolutely.
No, he is not.
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys are both hitting the nail there. But with Dark Sun G, yet again, another super chat. Big yourself up, Dark Sun G. I mean, I always say it, but really do big yourself up every time you do it because you are a legend. And he says, Sissoko is the reason Højbjerg started to tire. -8. I think he means -8. I think he means that's his rating there, David. I don't know about you, but I mean, you know, that's in certain games, when we look at the stats alone, if you just look at the stats, it is a -8.
Really hard. That's really hard.
But, Dark G might be looking for a place on the Frenemies panel here. If I did.
It's really hard.
I love it. I love it,
Dark G. Look, you know, we do give him the name Stiff Soko, Slush Soko. You know, he's a bit like Courier. Can't control the ball, can't kick a ball. You put him in the box, he's as much composure, as I said, about some of these other players as me in a McDonald's queue. You know what I mean? You know, you just get excited, you start sweating, you're thinking of the Big Mac. You know, this guy, he's no composure. He starts sweating, he gets nervous. And when he's in the opposition box, he adopts the name Moon Boots. I'm not sure whether he thinks that is directed at him. It's not, but he adopts it. So, look, for me, -8 is probably a tad bit harsh, Dark Sun G. But no, I'm going to stick to my score. I honestly... I watched Mohamed the guys when he done that against Chelsea. Like Marcelo said, the Brighton game the week before that, then, you know, or a couple of days before that, I think it was. So for me, nah, look, I'm sticking to my score. -8, tad harsh, Dark Sun G. But I like your line of thinking, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, we might be being a bit harsh there on Stiff Soko, but maybe, you know, unless you guys have anything else to say, I'd love to ask the chat. You know, I think Sissoko, he might be out of the door this season. You might be considering leaving. We might be considering selling him. So maybe consider his whole career at Spurs. You know, what would you give his rating then? You know, if you give it the time for some thought. But for me, maybe his whole career at Spurs. You know, he had that legendary season. You know, maybe all respect to him. He maybe, you know, if his whole career in mine, he doesn't deserve the nickname. This season, he definitely deserves the nickname. I'll give him a 6. I'll give him a 6 over the whole career.
Yeah, look, that to be honest with you, I actually think that's generous. Look, I'll be honest, he had that one good season where he earned one of the player of the season, whether the fans player of the season or the players player of the season at Tottenham. He's had that one good season. Look, like I said, he's as much composure as
he was fantastic that season. Let's be real.
Yeah, he was fantastic for that season, but he's also had like 4 other seasons here, Marcelo.
Yeah, no, that's true. No. Look, I think personally, right, the guy was a big part of us reaching the Champions League final, and I will always be thankful for him for doing that, and you know, attempting to at least, you know, trying, you know. So I agree with Jack here. I think a 6 is fair.
Interesting. Yeah, the whole chat's saying 5 so far. The whole chat is saying 5. A lot of them are saying, you know, meh, or, you know, like pretty indifferent about it. So, you know, maybe, you know, Marcelo, we're the generous ones today. Who would have thought?
Maybe.
Yeah, no, look, honestly, you've had too much Ben and Jerry's, lads. You need to calm down. For me, look, it's definitely a 4. You know, he's as much composure as a pedo walking by a playground. You know, honestly. So, honestly, I can't be too generous to the guy. He let me down severely. I sat there and I praised this guy week in, week out. I went on all these channels and was explaining why Sissoko was an asset to the team. And then he just chose out the door with 2 performances and he's pissed me off. So,
yeah. Well, next one then?
Absolutely. Yeah. Next one. Let's move on to it. And, you know, this is the one where, you know, maybe I'm expecting this is, you know, where I'm expecting maybe the Hollywood, that, you know, the the
not
ones
Harry
where
Stinks,
everybody's
is it?
going to start. You're going to have to maybe
It's
start
Harry
flipping.
Winks.
Everybody's going to have to.
Yeah, it's Harry
You know,
Winks.
It's
Yeah,
going to be
Can he
Harry
stick me? He
Stinks.
just annoys me.
yeah. -10.
Just fucks me
-10.
off.
-10.
I'm going to get into it, lads. And with the Premier League
It's too
alone,
much
he's played
green there. I
15
don't like
matches.
that.
He's played in 15 matches. He's played only really 861 minutes, did not break 1,000 minutes, which you might say is a godsend. But then again, 800 might be a little bit too much for me. But with 800, you can still get a little bit of the stats. Some of his stats, I will say, any of the Harry Winks lovers in the chat, he's not played 1,000 minutes. That's really not that much football when you really think about it. So any of the parts where he actually looks good at all, it's just because he's not played 1,000 minutes. Don't get over, don't get your horses up on this guy. But with Europa League, 8 matches, 1 goal, 1 assist. Didn't have an assist in the Premier League or a goal. Player rating, it's a big fat null for me. And, with the stats, he looks bang average, to be honest. Obviously, defensively, he's kind of a load of shit. But, with the passing, he's ranking, 88th percentile for his progressive passing distance. Medium passing percentage, I find that funny that, he doesn't actually attempt that many for his medium passing range, but he's actually pretty awful in his overall percentage. And that's also with his long passing. And I think we saw that. I mean, Marcelo probably remembers this as recently one of those games where he had all that space in the world to drive up the field. He had to play a little dink long ball over the top. And that's where that percentage right there, I think.
Just move a little bit forward and just pass the ball, like for fuck's sakes,
Yeah, I mean,
too afraid. He's having nightmares.
Like, what are you scared of?
65% accuracy on his long percentage, 65% accuracy. It's pretty awful. I mean, passes into the penalty area. Maybe, he's supposed to be a holding midfielder, but we already have a holding midfielder in the likes of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. So, the passes into the penalty area are pretty poor. Passes into the final third, right. Maybe he's getting that right. Maybe that's what he knows how to do. But then you look at his key passes, which is a, real measurement of, whether the passes he's playing are really of any significance. And obviously he ranks pretty poor there. Yeah, I mean, defensively, right, he's terrible. Doesn't know how to really make a tackle. He ranks pretty average. Doesn't attempt a lot. Doesn't really go for a lot. So that's why he's kind of just ranking in the 50s or 70s there. Doesn't really know how to get a block in. Possession-wise, doesn't really know how to carry it very well. Doesn't know how to carry it into the final third. Probably gets too scared, similar to Ben Davies when he crosses the final third. It's almost like a red light in his head, like, turn back, run away. So, yeah, I mean, that's what I got to say. Harry stinks. It's a big fat 0 for me. Doesn't know what to do when he has space. All he loves is the little backward, sideway passes, the kind of hospital passes. That's his game. That's all I got to say. Whoever wants to take it away from here, really.
I'll let David go last because he, Harry Winks is this guy. Yeah, I'll make it quick so David can have his word. Just shit, just garbage. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't go forward. If his wife was standing right there and she's like, "Come on, baby, come do it," he wouldn't take a step forward. You take a step back. You go into the toilet. You'll get sweaty and you'll give up. He's a joke. -10 for me. He just annoys me. His haircut annoys me. His little stupid stride annoys me. Everything about him.
Mr. Tottenham. Here I come. You can see it from a mile away. I hate it. Every time he comes running on, even if it's off the bench, it's that, "Oh, mate, look at me. I'm Winks, Mr. Tottenham. I'm coming out." I'm like, "Yeah, you go there. Oh, but you sitting behind me," and it's just sitting there and you're looking at you like, "You absolute bellend." You bellend. Honestly, right? I never thought I'd be able to find anything more infuriating, right? So, do you know when you make that decision, you go, you pick up a Domino's, you come home, you're so proud, you're running up to missus with it, right? So proud of yourself because you made a big boy decision, and next thing the pizza falls all over the floor, right? I found something more infuriating than that, and it's Harry Winks playing football. It's Harry Winks playing football. Harry stinks. I'm not even going to give him the respect to call him Harry Winks because, people can sit here and say, "Oh, David, you're too mean." I couldn't give a shit. In fact, what was mean was Harry Winks on that field putting in the performances he did. That's what's mean. Look, the guy is the most, right, he likes to think of himself as this Iniesta sort of midfield player, right? The guy can't, he's not brave enough to pass the ball. Honestly, his missus must get so pissed off at him. It's like, "Oh, look, Harry Winks, pull me into the closet there and ride me." You know what I mean? Harry Winks, no, that's too dangerous. A bit like that on the football pitch. It's infuriating. And another thing that infuriates me with the guy, is, and I pointed this out and I exposed him to everybody. And everyone's, oh, but he's constantly showing for the ball. And I was like, he's not showing for the ball. Look at the positions he takes up when he pretends he's showing for the ball. He's a pretender. And everyone is starting to see it. They see what I mean. You know, he always manages to put himself in a position where it's kind of like, I'm looking for the ball, but I don't want it. I do not want it. And then all of a sudden this season, Jamie Carragher comes out with a hit piece on Harry Winks. And everyone's like, oh, he's garbage. He's garbage. He's garbage. You know what I mean? And I'm just, it's one of the proudest things I'm proud of is waking people up to this guy.
Yeah.
You know, when me and Marcelo came on.
Yeah, you woke me up. I used to be a Harry Winks, supporter. I used to be like, no, he's still a good player. You know, he can still do this. And David is like, no, he's shit. And then, I start paying attention. I start looking at David, what he was talking about. And, lo and behold, I was right.
Do you remember, Marcelo?
That's why we need, this is why we need David. Like that's why you need people like David and I. Because we're not afraid to call each other out. He used to think Eric Dyer was good. I was like, David, you're wrong.
Yeah.
I used to think Harry Winks was good. You were like, Marcelo, you're wrong. Like this is what we need from the fan base. Just start, pointing shit out, pointing stuff wrong out. There's no
not
shame
settling.
in being
not
wrong.
Settling.
Yeah, no shame in being wrong. We've all been wrong before.
Do you remember when we were 3-0 down against Liverpool and Højbjerg slapped in that strike? Great goal. And then Harry Winks runs over to him for a high five. And me and Marcelo are sitting there looking at each other and we're like, does this idiot realise we're 3-1 down right now? And we need these points, and he's running over to get a high five in front of the sky cameras to oh, Garrett, look at me, pick me. Do you know what I mean? And another thing, he has the audacity to knock on Jose Mourinho's door, right? Whatever people have gripes about Jose Mourinho, the guy has the audacity to knock on his door and say, boss, play me. I want to play for England in the Euros. Nothing about Tottenham Hotspur. Look, people can tell me this guy's a Tottenham fan. He came through the ranks. You know what I mean? And he's a Tottenham boy. But one thing I'll tell you is, he may be a Tottenham boy, but he's far from a fucking Tottenham Hotspur player. He is way off it, right? He likes to think he's this all-action midfield. Against Aston Villa was probably one of the worst displays of blatant fangirling I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Blatant. He runs by Jack, he gets a sniff, he gets a whiff, runs after him. Oh, Jack, what's your clone? You know what I mean? Jack runs by him again, he gets a free kick off him, and he's like, oh, Jack, get up, stop playing with me. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, Jack, how do you tint your hair? Oh, Jack, do I need to buy antifrizz? Do I not need antifrizz? Oh, Jack, how do you get the volume? For fuck's sake, don't fangirl Jack Grealish. Just go to Joe Hart. He's Mr. Head and Shoulders. You can get all the hair tips you need off a player in the squad, let alone running around fangirling Jack Grealish. But it's not only that.
I already explained that to you, David.
Tackles this guy pulls out of. It's the tackles this guy pulls out of. Now, I thought he was bad against Bayern Munich the time we got slapped 7-2. He was all over the place. Go back and watch the game. The guy was all over the place. He was like a nervous wreck, right? But against Villa was worse. It was worse. He pulled out of about 4 challenges I could think of. There's one on the edge when the ball broke. I think it was from our set piece. A player was running at him and he literally just booted the ball away, right? But then when he booted it straight to an Aston Villa player, he goes and gets his annual yellow card and he's like, yes, guys, I love this club. Kissing the badge. Oh, I got my yellow card. I'm showing my passion. Honestly, Mr. Passion, a.k.a. Mr. Sideways, Harry Stinks, Harry Wanks, Harry Shits. That's why he gets these nicknames, because he's one of the most infuriating players I've ever seen. He's not a holding midfielder, he's not a creative midfielder, and he's not a centre midfielder. So, the guy needs to either find a new position. Actually, he needs to find a new position at another club, probably the bench, but just fuck off away from Tottenham, please. I beg you. This guy, for me, honestly, I agree. I'm going to go as harsh as Dark Sun G. I'm going -10, right? Yeah. When you have the Welsh Mafia auditioning for the Godfather, the French Mafia auditioning for the Godfather at Tottenham, the boys playing cricket, right? You expect a Tottenham boy like Harry Winks to say, lads, what the fuck is going on this pitch? Let's sort it out. Let's go and do a bit of extra training. Stop playing cricket. Let's go and actually do some football training. All these bits and pieces. That's when you need the Tottenham boy to step up. And he can't even do that because he's just a mouse. He's just a mouse. And then even on the documentary, as soon as Pochettino got sacked, he's in the canteen going around to everyone. Oh, you see the news? You see the news? I'm convinced he's just a little canteen bitch. Do you know one of them lads in the canteen that goes around, he gets one story off another, goes to another. You know what I mean? He's one of them people. Honestly, the guy is so infuriating. The quicker he goes from Tottenham, the better. And people, like I said, people can call me harsh. You need to wake up now and realise that these players and these performances are not acceptable. This guy, has come through Tottenham. He's what, 24, 25, 26 now? He's already halfway through his career. He's about 6 years left, right? And he still doesn't have the position identified. Honestly, he only survives at Tottenham. That's it. If he was at any other Big Six club and came through the ranks now, they would have fucked him off a long time ago. Yeah. -10 for Harry Winks. He's so disappointing and outraging. When that guy plays, he gives me heart palpitations. My blood pressure goes through the roof. And when I finish watching a Tottenham game, even if he comes off the bench for 2 minutes, I have to go and get a massage off the missus to calm me down. It's that much he really annoys me.
To be fair, honestly, David, I think you summed up Harry Winks in 2 words. You called him a Tottenham boy. He's yet to become a man. He's yet to become a man.
Absolutely.
He's a Tottenham boy.
There's a distinction that needs to be made. Absolutely.
He's yet to become a man. You explained him perfectly, man. He's a joke, But that was a great rant, David. That was a great rant.
No, I don't think we're finished with them. I'm just going to get through these super chats, and I'm going to ask you guys a couple more questions. This was a £5 super chat earlier from Mike Zappa. So big yourself up, Mike. And he says, Winks offers next to nothing going forward and even less defensively. If you watch him when we do not have the ball, he is busy marking empty space. I mean, I think it's just because he wants to be in empty space because he actually doesn't really want to.
He marks his own shadow. He's playing a game with himself. Marks his own shadow. He thinks he's marking somebody. No, David, I'm sure Jose Mourinho turned around to him after West Ham and like, Winks, what were you doing there?
David, I think it's because
I was marking somebody. And it's like, no, it's my shadow.
Doesn't want his boyfriend Jack Grealish to be, he doesn't want his boyfriend Jack Grealish to get any ideas because, he doesn't want him to be too close, marking too close or anything, giving, Jack any ideas that he's cheating on him or anything like that he's giving him a bad name.
100%. We got super chats. 2 more super chats. We'll get into them because I have another game I want to pick up with this guy and I'm not finished.
Absolutely. With Dark Sun G with a very generous super chat here. And he says, Mr. Passion got an assist for Lanzini and his goal was nominated for goal this season. Oh, my God. And he gets outrun from Zagreb. Score against Farmers. Dark Sun G, you literally read my mind because I was thinking about that West Ham challenge and that moment where he just gave it to Lanzini because if you really think about it, they were just so dead in the water. And, of course, Harry Winks with the assist of the season. You're absolutely right. Dark Sun G read my mind. But big yourself up, Dark Sun G. And I think he came in with another one, David. So just a second. The chat is blowing up now. But he says, Dark Sun G, Mr. Passion, it's a disgrace for someone who came from our academy. He will be way different than God Scarlet and Skip, who is from our academy. Please leave. I mean, it is shameful that he's from our academy. You're absolutely right, Dark Sun G.
It's not really a good advertisement, is it, really?
No, it isn't. I don't even know. I mean, he'll get a sparkling young career with the money that he's earned. He might become a good real estate developer or something, and then we can say Dark. He came from here. But Dark Sun G, you're absolutely right. It's kind of embarrassing that he came from here. But big yourself up for those 2 super chats. And then I think there is another one. It's from Tim Man 007 here. He says,
whoa, 1 second. Marcelo, this guy, he's requested this. He personally requested this.
Come on. I gave him the double guns.
He loves it. He absolutely loves it. Marcelo, you even got the double guns off Marcelo today, Tim Man.
Tim Man, I hope that was everything that you needed, Tim Man. But you're so generous for the super chat here, though. You're too generous. And he says, but big yourself up, Tim Man. Always good to see you on the Irish Hotspur. And he says, we need to get away from just because someone comes from through our ranks. It doesn't mean you are good. Winks has had so many chances. Awful player. He's had too many chances. I mean, I think even someone said, even 861 minutes is enough. Like I said, like the stats, it's hard to get a good stat from less than 1,000 minutes, but they were saying 861 minutes is already too much as it is. They're absolutely right.
Yeah, but Jack, you're missing one thing. It's Christmas every day at Tottenham Hotspur. We give so many presents. Harry Winks, every day, every new manager, we give him a chance. Everyone wants to say, make excuses for him, what happened under one manager. Oh, under this manager, he can play this way and that way. The guy can't play. Let's be honest with you, right? Let's be honest with it. The guy can't play. Against West Ham, okay? Against West Ham, that last goal in particular, right? So the first one, because it was a 50-50 challenge, he sort of pulled out, and that's why the ball broke to Lanzini for that strike, right? So the first one, you go through your man. You go through him. I don't give a shit. We've all played football at some sort of level here.
Yep.
You smash that guy. If you want them 3 points that badly, especially when you're on the run you're on then top of the league, you absolutely smash him, right?
Kill him. You kill him.
Yeah, you absolutely annihilate him. 2-footed, I couldn't give a shit. Take the red card. You smash him.
That's
the second one.
2-foot.
He was given a chance to, it's like he went to church and God gave him another chance. He went to confession. God says, "Okay, give you another chance." Lanzini, again, you throw your body in front. Who gives a shit if he hits you in the nutsack, right? That pain will be over in 5-10 minutes. You can breathe again after that. You throw yourself in front of it, and again, if you need to, you smash him 2-footed. Couldn't give a shit. It's West Ham. It's a derby game. You know what I mean? It's a derby game. And you absolutely smash him. You take ball. I couldn't give a shit. You take a red card. None of this nicey, you don't miss an injury or anything like that. Couldn't give one flying iota. You smash the fucker. You smash him into next week. You kick him into the River Thames. And he failed to do it again. And then that's when a strike like that comes. But I was sitting there. I could feel it coming. You could feel it coming. You could feel it coming, especially after Sanchez's own goal. You could feel it coming. But Winks, as much as there was some other bad things happen that game, that's one thing I'll never forget is you don't have one chance. Like usually in football, me growing up, I used to love smashing people. I was playing men's football at 15. I used to love smashing people, right? Smash them. Sometimes in a game, you're lucky to be able to get 1 or 2 chances to full-blooded 50-50 and leave something on so that he won't go and take you on again or he's pulling out the next challenge. He was gifted 2 in 10 seconds. That's a godsend for the likes of Roy Keane or people like that back in the day. Yeah. That's a godsend. And this guy wants to pull out, and he's a perfect example of what is wrong at this club. But sorry, I'm hogging. Let's bring Marcelo.
I think Marcelo might even caveat this well too. I mean, a good example of like a man that is almost the best one. I call him like the evil teddy bear. Is Casemiro, don't you think? Like he is the best, like dark arts, like moments with the 2-footed, a good yellow card in the 88th minute. He is your man. I mean, isn't that he's just the entire opposite of that scenario?
There's a time where you're supposed to get a yellow card, and there's a time where you're not supposed to get a yellow card. You're not supposed to get a yellow card when the game is slowing down, and just because you misplace a pass, you go in and you foul the guy. You know what I mean? That's a stupid yellow card. When you go to 50-50, Casemiro, the guy is, I love that you brought him up. The guy is a legend.
He's the evil teddy bear. He puts on that little smile after he does it as well.
He gets the ball. Casemiro might be, him and Thiago Silva might be my 2 favorite Brazilian players of my generation. I love both of them. Because, Casemiro, he'll get the ball, but he also give you a few studs on your ankle. Guys will look at him, and you just see him smiling, and he won't even get a card. That's a smart player. You know what I mean? You got to be smart in here. And that's how I was when I kid. Those are the guys I used to look up to. The Dunkas, the Roy Keanes, Casemiro. Cafu, getting stuck in, giving it a little bit of an elbow, a secret elbow, a little shoulder, a little shoulder check, some of these things, that knocks down the win because, at the end of the day, when you're a bigger and maybe a slower guy, you gotta have this, and you gotta use your physique. And Winks can't do neither. He's useless. He's an idiot.
Even when he did that naughty challenge in that Leicester City game, because thank God he did that because he messed up so bad before that play. But thank God he made that challenge. But even when he did it, he looked a little ashamed or something like that. But it's like you were saying with like the Casemiros of the world, like the Pepes of the world. They throw up their hands. They throw up their hands. They wag at the ref.
They get a hard on. They get a hard on from that.
They maybe step on the player's hand, step on the player's hand, step on the player's shoe. Whatever it may be. After give him a little thump to the chest. Tell him to get up.
I heard Roy Keane used to jack off to 50-50 challenges. That's how sick the man was.
Roy Keane would, this is what we need at Tottenham. Roy Keane, Casemiro, Dunga, these guys would prefer getting stuck in and doing 50-50 challenges and leaving it on a player than scoring a goal. They would rather do that than scoring a goal. They get more of a hard on just, wrecking people than, than scoring a goal. This is what we need. Not these players that are like, oh yeah, I look really nice, I look really pretty, oh
my thing's in the right place for the sky camera.
Grealish, is my hair done right? If I got my comb, what I mean? No. If you go into the match and your hair isn't fucked up, You know, you look at Harry Kane. He comes in with a beautiful hair, but his hair is fucked up at the end. At the end, his hair's all over the place. You know, if your hair don't look like that, you weren't in a football match.
Ramos, legend
you were not in a football match. You know, it's just.
It almost, I feel sorry for some of this younger generation. Like, we had the privilege of growing up watching Keane, Vieira grab each other in the tunnel and want to kill each other. Yeah. Now they're looking at Harry Winks running around after Jack Grealish asking about hair products. And there's not a more infuriating world football now. Anytime the camera goes to these players, they make a pass or something. And instead of, like, you know, making a move to try and receive the ball back, their first instinct is to literally put their hair back into place. And this is the problem.
David,
and Winks is a prime example of this sort of player.
Yeah,
you're more than right, because even recently with the younger generation, I've been seeing these compilation videos of, like, they show, like, the old Real Madrid team, and I do mean, you know, like that full, like, dark arts, you know, like, you know, you know, like, and they, but the compilation videos are like, look at these horrible players, like, you know, these guys were horrible people, like, and all these things. It's like the Arbeloas and the Pepes and the Ramoses were like my idols as players, because it was like,
I never knew.
If you were a shit footballer, that's who you wanted to be. If you were a shit footballer, you wanted to be the Pepe. Because you wanted to be the person that just, like, you didn't have to play a good pass, but if you made a bad pass, you were just going to be put in a 2-footed challenge and him, and he was never going to come near you ever again. And it's just those type of players, the players that, you know, every challenge you make on a guy, he falls down, they tell him to get up. You know, it's just those type of. It's just got. It is a lost art.
It's the first thing you're taught as a kid, though, Jack.
It's the dark
arts. If you come up against a player that's more skillful, first thing your manager says to you is, you know,
sit him down.
Look, over in Ireland, it's more or less the same team talk. Look, you know, you stick to him. I don't care if he goes for shit. You sit on the toilet waiting for him. Yeah. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right. But the first thing you do is, as soon as he gets that ball, you absolutely upend the fucker. Because he will not want to go by you again, and he will not want to take a touch. He will not want to take a touch on the ball.
You won't
First thing you do is completely upend the prick, right? And that's the way it should be. People that say these players are horrible players, I never knew being such a born winner and doing everything to win. And I'm sorry, but yes, the dark arts are involved. You have to be able to do the dark arts to win certain games. And that's what makes a great team. They can play football when it's needed, and they can mix it up and be as hard as they want and go with the dark arts. Also, I'm sorry, but, you know, if being winners is old-fashioned, well, then I'm old-fashioned.
Diego Costa won. He won, and he was horrible, but he won because he was such a shithouse and because he was such a dark arts player. He had a good finish on him, but his touch was terrible. Like, all he did was just annoy the shit out of players.
Also,
Marcelo, go. Yeah.
You cannot tell me it's not better to watch. You cannot tell me
it's not glorious.
Like, it's so. I mean, dude. You know, like, some of my favorite players, you know, the Roy Keanes, Dungas, like, these guys, you know, they were always shithouse.
They were evil.
You know,
it was so brilliant.
Watching Brazil play against Argentina, you know, even Maradona said it best. You know, every time he played Dunga, it was a scrap. It was a fight. You know, Dunga would always leave his, you know, his ankles, you know, studded. He'd always leave them scratched up. You know, my dad, he told me the stories, you know, like, it was watching, you know, like, two giants going at it. And, you know, Dunga got in his face, wasn't afraid of him. And, you know, Maradona got in his face, even back. You know, it's just glorious. And then nowadays, you see them hugging. You know, you see them, like, who the fuck wants to see that? Who the fuck wants to see that?
I hate that new development.
Who wants to see that? I don't want to see in a North London derby, right? I don't care if they're, you know, two mates from Brazil or two mates from France or whatever, right? They're from England. They like to jerk off together. I don't care. When it's in 90 minutes, when it's fucking 90 minutes, you're my enemy. David, you and I are really good friends, right? We're one of the best mates. You know, Tottenham. We make videos. If we play football against each other, I would treat you as an enemy.
Oh,
you know
what I mean? Lad.
I'll treat you
as
an enemy.
If you went to run by me, I'd just grab you, lad. I'd clothesline you. You know, this is it's the art of winning, Marcelo. Yeah. This is what people look. You know, in the old dressing rooms, you know, you hear players coming out. They used to shit in each other's locker. They're all a bit psycho, but they're all winners. What's Winks' story going to be? Oh, well, you know, we took selfies and, you know, we compared baby oil and shampoo and shower gel and, you know what I mean? Honestly,
you better make sure if I'm in that box and you touch me, I will go down and I will dive and I will try to get a penalty.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
And you know, like, I'll try to get a red card, you know, I'll pretend, I'll do whatever, bro. You know what I mean?
And then in the opposite end, if David, you know, touches it past you, you know, you're 2-footing David, you know, you're pulling his shirt, you know, you're doing whatever it takes. Yeah. It's the opposite. Exactly.
I was a good baller, right? I used to, believe it or not, I used to be quick. I came up against a guy that was quicker than me. So he went to run by me. And as he went to run by me, I just pulled him by his long lock straight to the ground. You best believe he didn't want to know anything else after that. Yes, I got a card for it, but I had the easiest game of my life after that. You know, it's the art of winning. Sometimes you just have to do nasty things to win. You know, no winner is a nice person. Let's be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. Winners aren't nice people. They're selfish people.
Well, they
you know
are.
What I mean? They'll do anything to win.
They are on the pitch. They're lunatics on the pitch.
Yeah,
exactly.
On the pitch, yes. They're not nice. You can't be nice on the pitch. You're not my friend. You're my enemy. You're trying to take something away from me. That's how you should see it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It's ridiculous. And the games are way better. Like that Mexico versus USA, that was a proper. Those used to be the regular games. Everybody was like raving about how amazing that game was. But those type of games used to occur every weekend. Every weekend. You know, the passion, the desire, the will to win. You know, that used to, you know, Vinny Jones was probably the worst fucking footballer ever. But he somehow played for fucking Leeds, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's because he two-footed people. He wasn't scared. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Look, the thing is, right, you know, the squad, basically what me and Marcelo are saying is, everyone that's watched Frenemies, you know, they need to take mine and Marcelo's, you know, they need to take a leaf out mine and Marcelo's book, because me and Marcelo don't even like losing a debate. Let alone, you know, going out onto a football pitch and playing Astro or whatever and losing. These players need to take a sip of our coffee. But you know, and just to finish on Winks, look, for me, Harry Winks, look, this is one I aimed at Cody Mack. I know he's watching. He absolutely loves Frenemies, right? But Cody, this is a player that no stats in the world will ever convince me this guy is good enough. And this is where stats do lie and my eyes don't. On this occasion. Other occasions, yes, you can use stats and whatever else, but on this occasion, trust your eyes. They never lie to you.
Absolutely. Fails every seeing eye test there is, David. You're absolutely right. But we got a super chat yet again from Dark Sun G. Dark Sun G, you just telling you nice and early, you got to let us know what the Ben & Jerry's is or what the equivalent is, you know, that you have there, because we got to know what ice cream you're having tonight or what type of treat you're having tonight, because you deserve it. But he says whenever he plays, it's a disaster. Zagreb, West Ham, Everton, Man City Carabao Cup, or Everton FA Cup, Man City Carabao Cup, Aston Villa, Liverpool. Also, we score own goals when he plays. Bad omen. I mean, Dark Sun G just covers it all like he does with the super chats. I absolutely love it. I mean, yeah, I would love to find a moment. I would love to find a game where if you actually just looked at Harry Winks objectively and you would just say, you know, maybe he changed the game. You know, thank God we had Harry Winks that game. You know, it's one of those things like said, but, you know, no one said ever, really.
Honestly, I used to get so frustrated when people would say, oh, let's bring Winks off the bench. You can change the game. I just used to look at them. Ridiculous. Like, come on. But just no point talking football with you. You know, honestly, just there's no point.
He's not even Dark Sun G yet again. He says he's not even a good squad player. Ship him out. I mean, literally ship him. I mean, you know, maybe with a couple. We're having so many players that we need to get out of this club. Might as well put them on a nice shipping crate. You know, a bit of air conditioning. You know, maybe
when you guys get a job with FedEx.
Yeah, we do maybe DHL. I would say for them. You know, they're a reliable service. But with Dark Sun G, I got to give it up to you, man. You're just an absolute legend, son. You're an absolute legend, my man. And he says, Son and KDB are friends, but they meet up after the game. Unlike Mr. Passion, who wants to meet up ASAP. Oh, my God, how does he want to be in the Euros with this? Dark Sun G, you're exactly right. You know, I wouldn't doubt that, you know, Roy Keane, after he cleans up a couple of the wounds on some of the players, you know, he's probably, you know, after the cameras are off, he's probably cleaning up some of the wounds in some of the players. They all like him. Yeah, or even with Ramos. Even with Ramos, I heard a reporter or a journalist once said, you know, Ramos, right, the Voldemort of the dark arts, you know, did that incredible challenge on Salah. And they said or something that's like, despite everything he's done on the pitch, he's one of the nicest guys in the world, Sergio Ramos.
He's just a winner.
Something. Yeah, but, he's just a winner on the pitch, does anything to win. But big yourself up, Dark Sun G.
Yeah. Next guy, I guess.
Yeah, let's get it to the next guy. I'm not quite so sure who it is. I knew it was going to be hot and heavy with the Sissoko, the Sissol train, and then eventually the Harry Stinkses. But now moving on to someone maybe on kind of the same topic, someone who does understand the dark arts, someone who does understand how to put in a challenge, someone who loves to put in a challenge. And you really, I mean, Emil, I feel almost maybe harsh to him for giving him a 7.5. Some people say he dipped off. Now I actually might increase that to an 8, I would probably say, just because we had that conversation about the people who actually want to put in a challenge. I mean, look at that. Dribblers tackled, he's in the 99th percentile. He's just an absolute tank. Percentage of dribblers tackled, he's in the 94th percentile, so he is winning those challenges. I think the only reason he's ranked so low in the dribbles pass is because it's almost...
Oh, I think Jack cut off. Oh,
are you there, Jackie?
Man. I think Jack cut off. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Just give me 1 second, Marcelo.
There he is. No, he's back.
Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Back. Yeah, you're back. You're good.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, the internet will be sorted out at some point, but I apologize. But yeah, I was just gonna say, Pierre, he's like a dog. He's just, you can't hold him back. You have to hold like a real chain behind him because he just wants to go after everybody there is. That's why he ranks so high in the defensive area. And then passing, some people say his passing has dropped off. To be honest, you really look at it over there, it really hasn't to a degree, especially in the beginning of the season. I think we all know that he was just playing dimes. He was being able to progress the play. He was able to be the all-in-one holding midfielder, all-in-one holding destroyer for us. And then, he just got too tired because he has to make up for the likes of Winksy and Stinksy and Sisol Train and Stifsoko. So, it's understandable that he fell off. But stats-wise, he really didn't to a degree. I'll leave it there. I mean, Højbjerg, spectacular season. I might change it. It might go to an 8, actually. Marcelo, how about you? What do you think?
Listen, I'm going to be very generous here. I know he dipped off a little bit towards the end of the season, the last maybe 10 games.
Right.
But for me, none of it is his fault. You got to put it in perspective. He's played every single Premier League minute. He's played almost every single game. I think Marine was the only game he didn't play, that he missed out. Played almost every single game. And even in those games that he was bad, he still put in a shift.
You're right.
He still tracked back. He still did the basics. He still tried. And for me, you're going to think this is very high. But for me, that's all I can ask for. He gets a 10 out of 10.
Whoa.
I do not care.
Let us know. Let us know.
He gets
Let us know.
a 10 out of 10. Because you know what? Not every player is going to be at their best. Harry Kane has had some poor games this season.
Yeah.
Son has had poor games this season. When you have a bad team, that's what happens. Good players have poor games. And Højbjerg, he still has the most tackles out of any of our teammates. He has the most passes completed out of
most tackles in the league, Marcelo. Most
tackles in the league. He has third most passes in the whole entire league. He has the most minutes played in the whole entire league. And he has I think one of the best pass accuracy in the entire league. I think only Rodri, I think that surpassed him.
This is all compared to his position. This is all holding midfielders just like him. He ranks the highest in all this stuff.
And at the end of the day, he still has 2 goals and I think 5 assists?
4 assists there.
4 assists. That's fantastic for a defensive midfielder. With the amount of work that he has to do, you got to remember he has to cover for a shit midfield that doesn't defend, doesn't help him. Yeah. He has to cover for a shit defense that doesn't help him. He's been having to cover that all fucking season. He has had about 3 different jobs, and he also has to be a DM on top of that. He has to play his role. He has to play. He has to help the defense, and he has to help the midfield. This guy has had to play about three or 4 different roles this whole entire season, and he has still not once complained, not once given up.
He earns his pay.
Yeah, he never once gives it. I've never seen him giving up in the pitch. Even when he has a shit game, I can never say, you know what? He didn't try. He didn't track back. He didn't do this. You know what I mean? It's disgraceful. I never said Højbjerg has had a disgraceful game. He may have a bad game, but never a disgraceful game. And for me, that's a 10 out of 10. That's a 10 out of 10 player. That's who I ask. He should be captain of this team. He has the right mentality, and these players should all be fucking ashamed of themselves because they let a player like that down week in and week out, and they look for him to let him out. But when he has a bad game, they don't turn up for him. Absolute a fucking disgrace this team is. Højbjerg, 10 out of 10.
Marcelo, I just want to say this is why everybody loves you, man, because you just hit the nail on the head every time. You're honest. You look. And you call a spade, and you don't try and pick up a third and try and polish it for a few days and try and turn it into a piece of gold. You're just honest, and that's all we can ask for. Just a bit like Højbjerg. But sorry, Jacko, we'll let you in there, man, and then I'll crack on with what I want to say.
I was just going to say, like, Marcelo is just I completely agree. It's just like he completely laid it out perfectly, where it's just like, when you have enough shit players around you, it really does, you can only do so much. And so I also am going to move to the 10 out of 10, also because he has been probably my favorite player this season. We were, again, on that dark arts conversation. If we had not signed him, where would we be? Where would we be? So then again, 10 out of 10 just for that alone. Where would we be without him? Emil, you're our Viking. It's just like the fact that he's also one of the only guys, what Marcelo was describing, I was thinking the whole time. It's the only guy who hasn't complained. He has to put up with all this shit. And then he always just shows up, probably shows up to work with a smile on his face. But the moment it's game day, he's turning it the other way around and he's ready to put in a 2-footed challenge. It's been an absolute legend. So Marcelo completely convinced me. But Dark Sun G with a super chat, and he's exactly right. Without Godberg, we would be below the Gunners. 9.5. He is Godberg. Absolutely
and
right.
To be honest, Reload, right? Reload is saying he's a decent player, but you sound like, I'm talking about Pogba and Conte. Actually, you should maybe look in the stats and the performances, because his stats and performances actually has been better than Conte and Pogba this season. And he's had a shit. And on top of that, you have to put in perspective that he has a shit midfield. Conte at least has Mount, Jorginho, Kovacic. He has that other lad, Havertz. Pogba has McTominay. He has Bruno Fernandes. He has Van de Beek. He has Matic. Way better midfielders. He has nobody to look for in the midfield to help him. Nobody. He's by himself.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Dark Sun G, yet again. Dark Sun G, wherever you are, you got to let us know. You got to let us know what the dessert of choice is tonight. But he says I would give him a 10 if he had a good partner. Maybe that's the problem, is where maybe he just didn't complain. Maybe minus 0.5, where he didn't go up to Levy and says, look, I'm putting in all this work for you. I'm earning my pay. Can you at least just give me something competent alongside me that isn't a Stinksy or a Stivsoko? You're absolutely right, Dark Sun G. But TK. TK, everybody else, help out Dark Sun G, help out TK, take the weight off of Dark Sun G, but TK, you just done that. You're an absolute legend. And he says, you all right, guys? This guy earned his Ben & Jerry's end up 8.5 out of 10. I think he deserves, a full suitcase of Ben & Jerry's at the end of the season, shipped to him, a nice little warm cooler, but you're absolutely right, TK. And TK, get yourself some Ben & Jerry's as well. Why not?
And also people saying... Yeah, go. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go on.
I was going to say, also, people saying that, he's stat padding because he's played every minute. You absolute fools. Do you know how hard it is to play a whole entire season? Do you know how fit you have to be to play a whole entire season?
As well.
And to keep the standard. And to keep that standard. Mm-hmm. The fact he played the whole entire season and still kept his standard and still, overpassed a lot lot of players, that's insane. Mm-hmm.
Dare I say it? They should drug test him. They should drug test him. He might have some steroids or something. Yeah, like what?
100%.
There's no other player that can do that. It's insane.
Yeah, it is. I just want to say a big, massive thank you to Tinman 007, Dark Sun G, and TK for all the super chats. I really do appreciate it. We'll fly through the next couple. So I want to have my say on Højbjerg. It's along the lines with Marcelo, but I just want to have my say on Højbjerg.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to your analysis of Højbjerg, David, and he's Dark Sun G. Godberg is true passion, unlike Mr. False passion. It's honestly so fitting. Dark Sun G, you're exactly right. It's so fitting that Harry Stinks came right before Højbjerg, because it really just gave us that nice breath of fresh air. It's like, oh my gosh, someone who's actually relieving this season. You're absolutely right. And then we go to Stefan Blois here, and he says we overhype him. He wouldn't get in any top.
Oh. So Jack's gone. His internet is a bit dodgy. Stefan Blois says we overhype him. Oh, you're back. Go on, Jacko. Oh, he's not back. So Stefan Blois says we overhype him. He wouldn't get into any top 6 side. Look, Stefan Blois, I am going to have my say on Højbjerg. So just hold that thought, my man. Just hold that thought. You back, Jacko?
Performances are
I should be. If you guys can hear me all right, I apologize, everybody. But I was bigging up Stefan. Stefan, it's always good to see you on the Irish Hotspur. Always appreciate your super chats. Always love seeing you in the chat as well. You're an absolute legend. And Jordan Stevens here, who's always a big supporter as well. So big yourself up, Jordan. Good to see you. He says, the guy from Southampton is one of the only few with winning mentality. We have morons that have been here for years that are more worried about hairstyles. I mean, that's actually the word that we maybe sometimes don't use, is really like, they really are morons, like some of these players that we have around them, because you then compare them to Højbjerg, and then you just look at this, like, he is Godberg in comparison to them. And you're absolutely right. They are morons. Yeah, that's the word that we never use. It's a word we should use more often with these guys. Absolutely right. And then I think we have one from Brian C. coming. And Brian C. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg for captain next year.
100%.
Yeah, I think he's really just been the captain. It's just because, it's the first season. You're not really supposed to do that unless maybe he's like Thiago Silva, where he's like 35, and he's not going to be there as long. But with Højbjerg, I think you just got to give him almost like a 10-year contract, even just because he represents everything that you want in a footballer, but also captain as well, just because he leads by example. Every time he puts in that challenge, to save, a chance, or anytime he puts in a block, the way he lifts up the team, the way he lifts up the crowd, I just can't wait for it next season. He is a true legend.
I would have gotten his shirt, but unfortunately I'm boycotting the store. But
yeah,
I look up to him a lot. He's the only player that, honestly, I can seriously say that, I'm proud that he's in my team. That he's in my team.
And he's one of those 100%. Players, everybody, if you're not very good at football like myself, he's, again, one of those players you absolutely want to model yourself after if you can. You look at him, see what he does, and you try to mimic it to the letter. And then Dark Sun G, Godberg also knows how to score. Look at Wolves. Yeah, he actually he's got a banger on him as well. He's got a bit of a hot foot. He's got a bit of a rocket behind it. And I think it's maybe just that built up energy when his teammates aren't really, pulling for him. He just, just unleashes it and puts in that, age old Danish power that's within his bloodlines.
And we'll just take this from Shauna Blaney. So generous.
Shauna Blaney, who's been an absolute legend over these, I think, these past few weeks, really. Shauna, huge legend on the Irish Hotspur, especially is on Matt Hayes' channel as well. And she says, agree, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg would be a great captain. Yeah, Shauna, I completely agree with you. I think, maybe we'll just send a letter into the next manager that, this is the one, look no further than Højbjerg. Don't even bother. He is the man for us. You're absolutely right, Shauna.
Yeah, big up, Shauna. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And just quickly, before I have my say, we are on the big drive to try and get Will Stewart, THFC Rants, to 1K. His link for his YouTube channel is in the description below. Pop in and out of the stream. Get over there if you haven't. Make sure you hit that subscribe. And let's help Will celebrate 1K. Also, I'm in the push for 3K. 3K. Don't be afraid to smash or subscribe on my channel if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Also, make sure you do smash a like on the stream. And if like everyone, like all these other so generous people before you, get your super chats in with your thoughts and opinions. But back to Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Look, I see a lot of people, saying about, he's played poor, he's played this, that, and the other in games. Look, every player has a poor game. Son has a poor game. Kane has a poor game. Lloris has a poor game. They're our best players at the club. With Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, the guy, no matter who plays him beside him, he's practically doing double the work, right? But you have to throw that in on top of playing the most games this season out of anybody, right? And to have the stats he has, most tackles, he's up there with his passing and everything else. You honestly, how can you berate this guy? This is one of the guys, right, who all season long, no matter what, through thick and thin, has always come in and given us an honest day's work. He honestly goes in and he earns his wages. He's an honest player. And look, from the lack of commitment, the desire, passion, lack of energy and movement shown at times, one thing I can never fault Højbjerg on is giving it his all. And on that basis, we have to be giving this guy 10 out of 10. For me, this is a guy we have to remember. He celebrates challenges. This is what we were talking about like some Roy Keane and that just a few minutes ago. This guy celebrates challenges. He celebrates it like it's a goal. It's just a shame that his goal came against Liverpool, because for me, I was sitting there to Marcelo and I was like, I cannot wait for Højbjerg to score. I cannot wait. And it just happened as though it came when we were 3-1 down. Didn't really want to celebrate it because I was so pissed off. But you're 3-0 down, and even to crack one like that, even to crack one the way he did and have the balls and the bollocks to do it. You know, he tried to get us back in the game. Unfortunately, things didn't work out, but he gave it his all. He never gave up. Like, you know, another thing, what I love is you see him turn around berating players, calling players out. At Tottenham, I've complained a lot. Look, me, Marcelo, Jack, you've even said it a lot of times. There's no accountability at Tottenham. And that's why these players are giving the performances they are. With Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, what I love is the fact that he celebrates challenges, but you'll also turn around and have a go at players. And that's what you need at Tottenham. You always need someone in your team. Roy Keane used to do it for United. Vieira used to do it for Arsenal. You're not pulling your weight or you do something, they will turn around and berate you. And that's what I love about Højbjerg. For me, a lot of us fans have been saying it all season. Make this guy captain. Make this guy captain. Give him the authority to go in at half-time and berate players. Grab them by the scruff of the neck if they're doing shit and answering back. Leave them hanging on a coat peg in the dressing room to think about how bad they've been. Accountability, I can't stress it enough. And with the amount of minutes this guy has played, look, he's either had Harry Winks in beside him, who, look, let's be honest, the guy does nothing. Let's be honest, he doesn't pass, he doesn't tackle, he does nothing. But then if it hasn't been Harry Winks, it's been Endon Burgers, right? Now, for me, like, the guy is learning on the job. He's not a holding midfielder. He's learning on the job. And then when you have Aurier bombing the way forward he does, Reguilon bombing forward the way he does, the guy is having to do so much work back there, covering. But I've seen him out on the right-hand side at right back covering, at left back covering, and covering Ndembele or Harry Winks, whoever plays in beside him. The guy has been through an incredible amount of games without breaking down. We have to remember this. Even that game where he got the injury, was against Fulham, he didn't want to come off. He did not. It was either Fulham or the cup game. He didn't want to come off.
Brentford. It was the Brentford game.
Yeah.
Where it's like, where it's fucking shin. Yeah.
He wanted to see the game out. This guy is Pierre. I didn't name him Pierre-Emile Brickhouse for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This guy is the sort of mentality we need at this club.
I call him the Danish Wolverine.
And because he showed desire, passion, and actually genuinely tried and genuinely showed he wanted to be here with that fucking gorgeous crest on his chest, I'm giving him a 10 out of 10. Because although it's been a bad season, he's been a highlight. And we can't forget that.
Yeah, he's a destroyer. And you couldn't ask for more. Couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, absolutely. And TK's, he's validating that right here with a very generous super chat. TK says Vikings got balls worth 50 million now, boys. I mean, yeah, he's worth every penny. He's worth every ounce. Yeah. He's just a full player. And like I said before, if you're not very good at football yourself, he is the one you want to model yourself after. Some people are saying, I've been seeing in the chat, he doesn't make up for it in the ability or in the quality. I personally disagree, especially after we saw some of the stats, but it's, to each his own, but I think.
And like,
quickly. Sorry, go on, Marcelo.
I was going to say, I see Stefan saying he's too slow in the ball, but you don't, like, this is the thing, right? Like, people just don't understand football sometimes. They don't watch what's going on in the game. He has a midfield of a bunch of hiders. It's like playing like whack-a-mole, like they pop in and out, like the same people that praises Ndombele, for going past three players and then going past three players and then losing the ball and not tracking back, like Højbjerg has to do his job, and then he has to do a job for Ndombele. That's what also people don't understand, but. Like, every time he gets the ball, everyone goes hiding. He doesn't have... If you give Højbjerg a proper midfielder that do the basics, that have, the skills, that have, the athletic to, keep up with his pace and attitude, I mean, we'll have one of the best midfields in Europe. Honestly, just give him the midfield that will support and help him. And we have a top midfield. Because I'm sorry, I don't care if Ndombele does dribble past three players. That does nothing. It does fuck all to the game.
It brings you nowhere if you don't do that with the ball.
Yeah, it does nothing for the game. In fact, it puts us in a worse position because he loses the fucking ball and we're in the counter, and then he doesn't track back. Yeah. It's just like wake up, learn the basics, learn football, and then come talk to me. I'm not debating with these people no more.
No, I just want to echo Marcelo and kind of sort of back him up here. Look, this guy, no bad footballer comes out of the Bayern Munich academy. And for anyone that doesn't know, this is where Højbjerg came from. He's actually got a Champions League medal. People need to remember this, right? With Bayern Munich, I'm almost sure he has a Champions League medal.
He does.
And the thing is, he left Bayern Munich because Bayern Munich didn't want to let him go. He chose to leave because he wanted to get out there and play first team football, right? So the guys come through Bayern Munich. Like, you don't get through the Bayern Munich academy if you can't play it. It's that simple. If you can't control and pass a ball, you don't get through the Bayern Munich academy. He got through the Bayern Munich academy. They had high hopes for this guy. And as well, coming through the Bayern Munich academy, whether people like it or not, it breeds winners. And, so he has that winning mentality. But when he gets on the ball, you don't have anyone showing for the ball. What's the guy supposed to do with it?
Yeah.
This is the thing. When we have players hiding like they have at times, what's the guy supposed to do with it? But as much as people are saying he's bad on the ball, why don't they talk about the turnover, the tackle he made against United to set up a goal? Yeah. He's done that countless of times this season. He's done that countless of times where he's turned over the ball, won it, and got an assist.
Or the thankless yellow cards or challenges that he puts in, where he takes one for the team, where he stops development of play, stops like a good counter, and he pulls him by the back of the shoulders, brings him down, gives a good talking to the ref, like we said, earlier, and we won't get back into it, but like the fact, if people don't rate that, then I'm sorry, like you have to look back at football and you have to realize that those type of players are essential. I mean, essential to every 11.
And this is what this generation, just doesn't understand. That they think like every player needs to be, stylish. They need to be a Dele Alli. They need to have, the little pink, little nails, the little flail touches, and be like, "Ooh, let's go, Jack Grealish. Ooh, let me massage your shoulder. Ooh, I don't want to get in the tackle. I'm scared." You don't understand. Like ref. You don't understand. He said exactly, Marcelo. He needs ballers next to him because he ain't one. If you don't think Højbjerg is a baller, he's a baller in a different sense that you don't understand because you're raised in a soft generation. He's a baller in a sense. He's a baller in a sense where he is a destroyer. He is a guy that you do not want to fuck with on the pitch. When I play football, I was that guy. You did not fuck with me, man. I will put you in the studs up. I will drop you a shoulder. You need a guy like that on the pitch that will assert his authority. And if you don't think you need that, go look at Manchester United and go look at their, 12 Premier League medals that they won with Roy Keane. If you doubt that, go look at that 13 medals that they won with Roy Keane. Let's look at Brazil, with Dunga. Let's look at Brazil with Cafu. With Lucio, Rock Hockey Jr. Like fucking we played Edu. Edu wasn't even like Gilberto Silva. Those guys weren't really ballers, per se. I mean, Gilberto Silva was a good baller, but those guys weren't ballers.
They allowed the likes of Ronaldo to ball. That's the thing.
You need a balance. In football, you need a balance.
Lucio, scary. He was scary.
He was a scary man, bro. Like my dad, he always said this. The most skillful Brazil squad he ever seen was the 1982 squad. Probably the most skillful, talented squad. But they won nothing because they didn't have a destroyer. They won nothing because they were a team that were, they just played beautiful, silky football. Sometimes that's not how you play the game. Sometimes you need to be aggressive and assertive. That's 100%. What makes champions.
Absolutely.
You don't people don't understand that. You need to understand football.
100%.
Yeah, you can't have 11 ballers in the team. You can't have 11 ballers.
You need a mirthless. You need someone and you can be twice my age, but obviously this new generation has poisoned your mind. If you don't think Højbjerg is a good footballer, poison your mind.
We'll move on.
We'll move on, but we gotta get to these super chats.
We'll take the super chats and then we'll get on to the next player.
Brilliant. But Dark Sun G, yet again, I always keep saying yet again, but it is every single time. Dark Sun G, huge legend here. He says, if we had a team full of Godbergs, top 4 trophies. I mean, he's manager's favorite. You're absolutely right, Dark Sun G. He's manager's favorite. He wants to, every manager's favorite. If you had 7 Højbjergs, leading from the back line up through the midfield, then you had Kane and Son up top, you'd be in the top 4. He'd be in the top 4.
And this idea that he offers little to attack, he has almost the same amount of assists as fucking Endobele, and if not more. And he has the
I'm
fucking,
sure we can get
and he
on
has,
Endobele.
and he has
And he's the last man.
Yeah, and
he's
he's
the
the
last
last man, and he plays deeper, and he has 4 different positions you have to cover for. He does more than Endobele and has the same fucking assist. Please give me the crack that you're fucking smoking because I need it right now. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
All right,
Absolutely ridiculous.
10. No, Marcelo, you're absolutely right. It's a 10. Keep defending him. We won't let him take it away from him. But Spandan Samaran, or you say it better, David. Say it again.
Spandan Samaran.
Spandan Samaran. There you go, Spandan. And he says if the Deadwood can get the manager sacked, they will isolate Pierre Emil Højbjerg in the dressing room when he starts berating. That's not the culture. I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid that people might think Højbjerg is a little weird just because he wants to win. And they might think it. It's like Marcelo was saying. It's like nowadays it's weird to want to win more than someone. It's weird to do anything to win. It's to have this mentality that Højbjerg does. Now
it's because we don't teach winners and losers anymore. There's no winners and losers in life. Like I was growing up. You don't win, you're a loser. That's the way it is. But there's none of that anymore. It's all participation, man. As long as you took part, it's okay. And that's why it's creeping into football. It's definitely creeped into our squad anyway. That's 100% sure.
But big ups, Spandan.
With what he said there, I can get what he's saying maybe about him being isolated. But look, any manager worth his salt will come in and realise that he's not the problem. So I wouldn't worry about that.
Definitely. And Aglaya here, Aglaya Kakarada's absolute legend. She was... she and Shauna were almost battling it out, kind of like 2 Højbjergs going at it in the super chat, really, where they wouldn't let any one of them win. But you're both absolute legends. You're both queens of the Irish Hotspur. So big yourself up, Aglaya and Shauna, especially Aglaya here. Very generous super chat. And she says, I adore Højbjerg because he leaves everything on the pitch and he tries his best to cover up all our Deadwood errors because the turds like Winks, Dyer, Neuer cannot be polished. The guy's a gem. I mean, Aglaya, you can't say it any better word for word. You cannot say it any better word for word. I think you summed up this whole rant in the best way possible, Aglaya. You're an absolute legend. But big yourself up. Very generous super chat. Very, very generous, Aglaya. And also now she's a member as well, so hopefully we'll be seeing her pretty soon as well.
Yeah, and just quickly, if you have a bit of Ben & Jerry's left in the freezer, I hope you have it whipped out and you're polishing it off now, Aglaya. Love the super chat once again. Made me giggle, spreading the joy. Big yourselves up.
And I gotta respond to a comment here. Mr. MC said a team full of Pierre Emil Højbjerg wouldn't win squad. No, you're right, but also a squad full of end-known fat asses would get relegated into League 2. So and yet you lick his ass every week, every time he does a dribble. So you know what? Congratulations.
Okay, I love it, Marcel. But I was going to finish with David.
Is it all right if I take this one, Jack?
No, but let me finish what you were saying. Everybody that's sending a super chat, at the end of the show, like always, everybody's sending a super chat. Everybody that's been so generous, even if times are tough right now, or you're just, you can't at the moment send a super chat. Let us know at the end of the show what your Ben & Jerry's is tonight. Let us know what you're having for dessert because we do always need to know that. We are actually always eager to know. So please, David, take it away.
Yeah, no, just before you read it, I just want to say, look, I am trying to get Will Stewart to 1K this evening. This is the guy. This is the name. The link for his channel is in the description below. Get over, smash that subscribe button. He's 50 off. Look, he sat there last night watching a Mexico-USA team. USA ended up winning. Let's keep his high for another day. Let's get over there and let's see if we can test the power of the Harris Army and get him close to that 1K, if not to that 1K. But Jack, take it away. We've another 2 to get to, and then we're going to crack on with more players.
Absolutely. Will Stewart here. He says midfield generals used to be the go-to for captains. Henderson is one of the last. Now it goes to the flashy players instead of warriors. US needs McKennie and Tottenham. US needs McKennie and Tottenham needs Pierre Emil Højbjerg. I mean, you're absolutely right. McKennie is kind of the US's PEH. So Will Stewart. I mean, Will Stewart probably knows it better than anybody. He saw the days when people like the Hendersons, people like the Højbjergs were valued so much more than the Indom Ballers. I mean, the Indom Ballers are great, but now there are more Indom Ballers than Højbjergs, and it's kind of created an imbalance, I would say, in the game. For a lot of teams. But big yourself up, Will. Very generous super chat. And Stefan Blois here, man, Marcel has been having a combo with in the chat here. He says if Pierre Emil Højbjerg wasn't Spurs, we never mention him. End of.
That's why 3 different clubs, wanted him, and then Jose Mourinho convinced him to come. Like it's almost like you don't even do your research. Just do your research, please. No stupid comments anymore. Let's go.
Yeah, that is true. I
one.
mean, he was ranking the highest in all stats the season that we got him. He was like literally the best defensive midfielder that season. So you're absolutely right. But Brian C, very generous super chat. People are sending very generous super chats. Everybody has to send in their Ben and Jerry's tonight. Please send in Ben and Jerry's. Doesn't need to be a super chat. Just you got to let us know what the Ben and Jerry's is tonight. Everybody's being so generous. So big yourself up, Brian C.
Just quickly, speaking of Ben and Jerry's, after this show, I want everyone who has a Twitter account, whatever social media you're on, at Ben and Jerry's, me and Jack, we're trying to get Ben and Jerry's to sponsor a show every week. So, make sure after this you get at Ben and Jerry's and you tell them all we always do here is talk about Ben and Jerry's and everything. Get them to try and sponsor us. Put the pressure on them. But Jack, let's take it away with 3 more super chats to pile up, and we need to crack on with players. We need to get through these players, boy.
Absolutely, Brian C. A man can have no greater love than give 90 minutes to his friends. Sultans of Ping FC, 90s band, Cork, Ireland. We need a team with PRM or Hoybier mentalities who will kill for each other. I mean, you're exactly right, but David, I think you might understand this maybe a bit better.
Yeah, he's on about Roy Keane, I presume.
Yeah.
About the no greater love than give 90 minutes to his friends, and basically saying kill each other. Roy Keane is from Cork in Ireland, and we need a team of PRM and Hoibergs who will be similar to Roy Keane's mentality. I think that's who you're on about, Brian C. I'm not sure, but look,
I think that sounded right.
Just let me know in the comments. School me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, I think that's
Brian
right.
C, big up, and you're a legend. This guy, Brian C, he texts me today. He says, we need to put out there on social media, Conte in or Levy out. Not a bad campaign to get behind either.
Oh, I love it.
Big yourself up, Brian C.
Big up,
and
Brian
just Bob
C. I haven't
Spur.
thought of that.
Just Bob Spur quickly, guys. Bob's next target is 800. Another channel regular. Get over and subscribe to Bob Spur, and let's see if we can get him on the push to 800. Well, look, Jack, we'll take this super chat in the next one. I'm going to crack on with more players.
Yeah, we got to crack on, but absolutely. Yeah. But Bob Spur here, he says, if we had 10 other players with Hoybier mentalities, we definitely would not be finishing 7th. He's the sort of he's the sort if ever called out, he'd show them. Yeah. Is the sort. He's the model player. He's the model player.
Hoiberg has the same mentality as Kane. It's just 2 different positions and 2 different roles. This is what not every player needs to be a baller. Not every player needs to be Ronaldinho. Not every player needs to be, a Roy Keane. You need a balance of both. You need a destroyer and you need a ball player. If you have a team full of ballers, you're going to lose. If you have a team full of destroyers, you're going to lose. You need a balance of both. That's football. That's how it is. I put it in simple maths. If you don't understand it any further than that, I cannot tell you anything else. But if you don't think I'm right, go look at every tight end winning squad. Go look at AC Milan. Look at the Gattusos. Look at the Kakas. Go look at United. Go look at the Roy Keanes and go look at the Beckhams. Every team has a destroyer who does his job and then a baller that does his job. You need both. You don't have both, you lose. Simple as that, simple maths. On, next one.
But David, we got a request for you here with Danny Kiriakou, and I think it's down here below. You got to sing it for him.
We hate Levy. Daniel Levy. I just don't think you understand. He's a parasite. Always talking shy. We hate Daniel Levy. Big up, Danny. Big up, Danny. Love it. And then we just have one from Will Stewart. Just quickly, everybody. The guy's 29 subs off. The Harris Army. You can do it. Like I said, the link is in the description below. Get over there. Will, keep me updated. Let me know how you're going. I might not end the show until it happens. But look, big up Will Stewart. And hopefully we can drive you closer, my man. Hopefully we can drive you closer. But Jacko, let's go, my man. Let's go with another.
Absolutely. I think we're on to Lo Celso now, if you guys can see that. And if I sound all right. But yeah, we're moving on to Lo Celso here. He's played 18 matches, 945 minutes, a little bit under 1,000. 1 goal, 1 assist. I mean, there you go right there. I mean, obviously, Hoybier's played plenty of games, but the fact that Lo Celso only 1 goal, 1 assist in the Premier League. Europa League, 6 matches played, 2 goals, no assists. I gave him a 5. Personally, I've been quite underwhelmed this season by Gio. He definitely puts in the work defensively. Definitely there. I mean, you can see he's actually made plenty of defensive actions or over in the defensive area. You can see here he's made plenty of defensive actions. Definitely likes to get stuck in, which, good for him, at the end of the day. But it's really more just like it's kind of the key passes area and the passes into the penalty. It really hasn't been able to play, I think, those decisive passes, those passes that are in through, behind, in between the lines, for Kane or Son. I think he's just really been missing that this season. So he's actually been, for me, sometimes a bit of a frustrating player. In possession, he does have really good carries, though. He does know how to carry the ball in comparison to Winks. When he does have time and space, he does like to push the ball forward. So you can't give him that. He does at least know what to do with the ball when he has time and space. But for me, I'll end it there. I really do think that I'm giving him 5 just because, we did get him to put in that clever, Grealish-like pass to, put in those balls in behind, mega player, to play it in between the lines, and he's been missing that all season. But maybe I'll go to Marcelo here. Marcelo, thoughts on Gio?
3, absolute flop.
Just quickly, I just want to say to everybody, Shauna, she's been so generous to the channel. Everyone get over and check out her channel as well and make sure you smash the subscribe on it.
Come on.
Get behind her. She fully deserves it. Marcelo, she absolutely loves what you're saying. But sorry, my man, crack on.
Yeah, no, for me, 3, been absolutely a flop these last 2 seasons. 1 goal, 2 assists in 2 seasons. Not good enough. Yeah, for me, it's a 3. Very underwhelming. Nothing really, I don't have anything bad to say about him. He does try, but not good enough. Simple as.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting. David?
Look, on Gio Lo Celso, I think a lot of people know my thoughts. Look, obviously there's some sort of ability there, but for me, anytime the guy's under pressure, he's always fumbling with the ball. He looks like someone with Alzheimer's trying to hold something. You know what I mean? The way he's flapping about with the ball, it's an absolute joke. Look, for me, sorry, I feel bad for saying that. I feel bad, but sorry to anybody out there. I'm sorry, that was bad. But no, look, honestly, for me, I don't rate him. I don't really rate him high enough. For me, we should have just paid the extra 5 million, got in Bruno Fernandes. Come on, we're 25 off. Let's get there. Bruno Fernandes, we should have just paid that. No bother, Shauna. Should have just paid that little bit extra. We really should have. And look, yeah, for me, he hasn't really affected the season too much this year. Since he's come into Tottenham, he's had that one little good period, and that's what he's living off. And for me, until he shows something different, look, I get it. He runs around a lot. He gets stuck in, but so does Lamela. Well, we bought these players to affect the game going forward. And for me, with Lo Celso, I don't. Look, he's not on the list to get rid of right now. But in a year or two, he could be. He very well could be. He's hanging just above that, in my opinion. And for me, look, I agree. I'm going to give his season a 3. I just don't think he's done too much for me. And he's not a player that, to be honest with you, gives me a rock solid, a hard on. So. Yeah,
I agree. Not a lot of for me either this season. Definitely been pretty soft this season for me as well this season. But with Gio, I think they're right. There have been moments of quality. There have been moments where you see that player in him, but it's not been enough. And I completely agree with that last thing you said, David. And so TK with the super chat here, the £5 super chat, very generous, TK. Like I said, TK, you gotta let us know tonight. You gotta let us know at the end of the show. But he says Gio is overrated. Lamela 2.0, time to go. Maybe, a little too soon to call him Lamela 2.0, but I see where you're coming at. Maybe after next season, I could be saying that for sure. But, I see where you're coming at, TK.
He's following his footsteps.
He certainly is. I'm a little scared, because in a way I kind of agree in the back of my head. If I'm taking the Marcelo mentality, I definitely agree there. But I
already want to sell him. Get him for 40 million. Take the loss. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Get Florian Nehus. Get a German player. They got the footballing skills. They understand what it's like. Get them, or Savitar. One of those two. We're playing ball. We're cooking.
All right, guys. This one's gonna be interesting. I think there can be some divided opinions in the chat because it is Tarantula. It is Daily Marley. He's played 620 minutes of football, right? Like, really, considering the wages he's on, considering everything. People say like, oh, he hasn't given a fair crack. It's like, listen, if you're on these wages and you can only, get the manager to play you this much, that's just a real sign that he's not playing for the badge or not playing for even the paycheck, really. It's almost a ripoff. But 0 goals, 1 assist since 620 minutes played. Europa League, 8 matches played, 2 goals, 3 assists. Clearly, actually, kind of showed up a little bit in the Europa League. But, it was against the likes of the farmers and agricultural workers. So, maybe for 300K a week, you can find something a little cheaper to beat up on them. But, some of the stats kind of like, I think more so than kind of like Gio, actually, he actually looks really good. There are a lot of things that make him look good defensively. It looks like he works hard. It looks like he does. He's running for the badge. But then again, 620 minutes played. Would he be doing that over the course of the season? I'm not so sure. And then also there is a bit of a thing that's kind of interesting down here, and I will get my little laser pointer out, and it says passes out of bounds and passes in, or did I block out?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
No.
Passes intercepted, passes blocked, dispossessed, carries into penalty area, progressive carries. These are all very, I think, these are not good stats, I would say, for Delhi, especially the passes offsides and the dispossessed. I would say it's just kind of showing he's not really. It just kind of explains it, especially the dispossessed. Being dispossessed 2.61 times per 90 in only 620 minutes played. That's shocking. I think that's where we, that's where a bit of, where we get a little emotional over Delhi, where we start to really, throw our hat at the screen or whatever it may be, because those are the moments when we kind of just write him off. Even if he looks good in every other moment, the fact that he's giving it away that much as a number 10 is pretty shocking. And I will end it there. Marcelo or David, whoever wants to take it away, thoughts on Tarantula?
Look, for me.
Go ahead, David.
Look, for me with the guy, when he's running around, I expect to see the zookeepers running after him with a bucket trying to catch the spider. That's what I expect to see when I see him running out. Just a couple of things there, right? So, look, this whole crack of people defending the guy saying, he hasn't been given a chance to shine, right?
Not even a lot of successful dribbles, even, I'm looking at now.
At a football club, right? Where have we gone? Like, where's the culture shift rather than when you get your opportunity, you take it, rather than we have to give you 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 opportunities. This is the problem, especially at Tottenham Hotspur right now. And plus, what has he done to earn it? The thing is, right, with a footballer, every manager comes in, you have to adapt to, okay? Now, people wanted to say, Dele Alli was poor because of Jose Mourinho. Wrong. He was poor under Pochettino. People don't want to talk about that because it's Dele Alli and this and that. You know what I mean? But look, let's call a spade a spade. He's supposed to be an attacking player, a centre attacking midfielder, a lad that can break the lines and everything else. Look how low his dribbles in the box are. Look how low his ball carries are. And the thing is, under Jose Mourinho, all Jose Mourinho wanted to do was trap the ball and pass it. Stop this flicking about shit. You're not 21, 22 anymore. Okay? Be a man. Yeah. Trap the ball and pass it. It's all Jose wanted him to do. He came on against, was it Stoke? He played against Stoke. As soon as he flicked that ball away and they went and scored from him, he took him straight off. And rightly so. If you're a manager and you're saying to Dele Alli, look, this is what you have to do to get in the team, and he just blatantly ignore you, and then he goes and costs us a goal, well, then that's on Dele Alli. That's not on the manager. Dele Alli's been told what he needs to do, and if he wants to be disobedient, which he has been, sitting there on his Instagram, cut your hat if you're Jose out, a little bitch, honestly, little bitch. I'm going to say it now. I don't care. He's fucked me off. I was a big believer in Dele Alli. I was a big fan of Dele Alli. But I don't want to hear any more of this crap or, any excuses for him or his personal life, this, that, and the other. I couldn't give a shit. You're paid to perform on the football pitch. You're paid to come to training every day and put it in and show the manager why you should be selected. Now, the thing is, I'm not giving him any more chances. I came into the start of this season saying if Dele Alli has another poor season, we need to get rid. And he's had a poor season. And that was me giving him a second or third chance. He's had a poor season. I'm not sitting here going to give him a fourth chance. For me, he's not good. He's lost his way. It's not that he's not good enough. The boy has ability. Look at the goal against Palace where he took a solo and then volleyed it. Some of the goals he scored against Chelsea. He scored a couple against Chelsea in that. Look, yeah, Watford. But look, the guy has ability, but he just doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to put it out there anymore. He's too busy concentrating on his clothing line and everything else that the football gives him the benefits of, rather than reaping concentrating on your football and then after football or just when your career is about to come to an end, a year or two, then you can start going and doing that. But first and foremost, your concentration should be on the football pitch, and Absolutely. It's not there with this kid. It's not there with this kid. And for me, no more chances. I'm giving it. Look, he scored a great overhead in the Europa League as well. But look, for me, honestly, I'm going to give this guy a 0, to be honest with you. Because me personally, I've been very disappointed in him. I don't think he's contributed too much.
Off the field
he's caused
stuff
more problems. He's caused more problems than what he has done finding solutions. And it was simple. All Josie wanted him to do was stop flicking the ball, just trap it and pass it, keep hold of the ball, stop taking risks and flicking it. And he wouldn't do it. So for me, honestly, I'm going to give him a 0. I've been really fucked off with him.
Yeah, absolutely, yep. David. Marcel, before I get to you, I do want to get through these super chats. And it's from Humphrey here at Bagaway. Sorry if I said that wrong, Humphrey, but big yourself up for a very generous super chat. He says, big up, gentlemen. I mean, Humphrey, I really appreciate it. That's, just really appreciate it. I love that you're enjoying the show. Love that you're loving the Irish Hotspur. So big yourself up. Thank you for supporting. And then TK here with the super chat. Big yourself up, TK. Remember, TK, I told you, you've got to let us know what the flavor is tonight. But TK, he says, the exit door to Paris is that way. Get out of the club. Sell him immediately. Unfulfilled English potential. That's it. No hunger to succeed. TK, maybe that's kind of the thing that, where the attachment comes from is, he's an England lad. He's an England boy. We don't want to write him off so quickly as other players. Maybe you're kind of hitting it on the head there, TK. So very generous super chat, though, by the way. Big up, TK. And Dark Sun G says, Delhi is now famous for his girlfriend. More famous for his girlfriend now than his skill. Yep. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And Dark Sun G, big yourself up for the super chats. You're an absolute legend. And Dermot Moyles, Dermot, it's so good to see you. I love that comment. He's looking forward to the show today. A lot of people, they were begging for the show to come out as soon as possible. Yeah. So big yourself up, Dermot. And he says every great Spurs team had a hard man like 60s McKay, 80s Graham Robert. Højbjerg should be captain. If we had more like him, we'd be a better team. Yeah, Dermot, you're absolutely sealing the Højbjerg debate. I can't hear anything else. Can't hear anything different. You're absolutely right. And then finally, Kieran McDonald, big yourself up, Kieran. And then he says, hashtag Harris Army, hashtag Samba Soldiers, been waiting for part 2. Love it, Kieran, love it. A lot of people, it's kind of like, it's like a movie. It's like a new movie coming out. It's like a movie trailer, looking out for the video game coming out. They were annoying us. Even the day it came out, I remember the next show, they were telling us, like, when's it coming out? What's this? You need to finish Frenemies, you need to finish player ratings. So big yourself up. Everybody's looking forward to this. But yeah, Marcelo.
0.
Daily Marley.
0.
Man, to hear this.
No, 0. Shit. David already said it all. Can't pass the ball. Can't keep a ball. Said it. We should have sold him in January. Said it. We should have sold him in the summer. Said it. He's toxic in the dressing room. The guy, he touches his hat, saying Jose out. He's a joke. He's a clown. He looks like a clown. He looks like a Bobo the Clown with a stupid haircut. So, for me, he's just useless. I used to love the guy, but honestly, what he did to Jose, what he did to Pochettino, especially what he did to Pochettino, I'll never forgive. What he did to Pochettino, I will never forgive. Pochettino made that little bitch. He made him. He made him. And he turned his fucking back to him. He turned his fucking... When Pochettino needed him the most, he told Poch to go fuck off. And you know what? He kicked his fingers and he threw him off the fucking ledge. Absolute clown, absolute joke. Never forgive him. I'll never forget these players for what they did to Poch. Half of them made it because of Poch, and they're all jokes. And Delhi is the top of the list. Get him out. Toxic figure. Everybody sings, we want Dele Alli. We love Dele Alli. I don't see it where it is, bro. For me, he stopped being a Spurs player after what he did to Pochettino. No loyalty, and then he showed it again with Mourinho. How many chances did Mourinho give this clown? How many chances? And people wanted to blame Mourinho. This guy was given let me tell you this. How many times have you ever seen Mourinho give a player as many chances as he did to Dele Alli? Yeah. You've never seen that. You've never seen Mourinho have a one-to-one talk with a player as many times as he did to Dele Alli, given as many chances. And people want to blame Mourinho. Absolute clowns. We lost a serial winner because we would rather keep Dele fucking Marley over a serial winner. This is the stage that this club is in. 0, get the fuck out of my club. Have a good time in PSG. Hope the weather is nice. Have a good one.
Love it.
Yeah, I love it, Marcel. He's finishing up. I gave him a 3. David gave him a 0. Marcel is topping it off with a 0, so it's a double 0. I might go down to with everything off-field antics, he just can't really seem to, keep his personality, on the pitch. He has to, let us know what's going on off the pitch. So I might go down to a 1. But Aglea Kakaratis, huge, so generous super chat. Aglea, really. I mean, Aglaya, I told TK this 1,000 times, but Aglaya, we need to know what the flavor is tonight. I hope you got a cookie dough, and then maybe you'll finish it off later with a nice pistachio, because I just discovered the pistachio. It's glorious. But let us know, Aglaya. And she says, Deli is like a little baby who throws his toys out of the pram. How many bloody chances do we give this Instagram lad? He has lost his way. We can't afford losers who care more about their hair and social media profile. David, I think this is super chat meant for you to respond to. Aglaya. She says it all right.
Yeah, look, this is the thing.
Perfectly
He spends way too much time on Instagram and playing Fortnite, and it's all come and join me playing Fortnite. He's up playing, it's 2, 3 in the morning when he should be in bed because we've a match the next day. For me, he, again, his haircut is ridiculous. He lost his way, and we can't afford losers who care more about their hair. 100%. Look, 100%. He was, for me, Dele Alli was like an old-fashioned footballer. He had the skill, but he had the tenacity. Somewhere along the way, under Pochettino, he lost that. And he hasn't recovered. He's gone too much into the Paul Pogba sort of player, where it's all Instagram, social media, the latest hair, be a trailblazer and keep relevant, really. And I fully agree, Aglaya. I'm sick of this. We don't need this at our club. Get him gone. It's a bad example to be setting, especially for you coming in or you coming back. They're being sent out on loan and they're just sitting there looking at this clown on social media. Doesn't send out a good message. So we need to get him gone. No more chances. I'm not being any more Mr. Nice Guy to these folks. Get them out.
Yeah, absolutely. Aglaya, and big yourself up for the super chat. You're more than you.
Oh, Jack's after freezing there. But look, we're going to finish off because we're already going 1 hour 35. They're such a blast. So what we're going to do is because Marcelo is busy, guys.
Yeah, we did the defense.
He's been so nice to give up his time on a bank holiday Monday. One of the days he gets off from doing his 12-hour shifts and work. So I think what we'll have to do is honestly just finish off Tanga and Ndombele, whatever other centre midfielders we have. We're going to have to do forwards for another day.
It's like a part 3. We apologize, everybody. It's just you can't, like I said before, David and I were a little foresighted. We kind of thought you could combine a player ratings and a frenemies, but that's like creating a nuclear fission reaction. It's going to have to be breaking up into 3-part movies. It's almost like we're breaking it apart like a movie, like the Harry Potter series itself. But please, no Harry Potter in. I'm not Harry Potter in. I just made that reference. Don't get on me for it. I didn't mean it at all. But Dark Sun G finished the super chat there. Deli is a downgraded Aguero from Man City. I don't see how he relates to Aguero, Dark Sun G. I think it's even generous to mention them in the same sentence. But yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. But Aglaya, big yourself up for the super chats, and we are going to finish with Tanguy. We're going to finish with Tanguy for Marcelo here, and everybody. David.
And just quickly, Will, if you're listening, my man, let me know how much we're off the target, my brother.
Mark Cousins' comment, Deli scored off the pitch more than
Yeah, it's true.
Oh, that's a good one. All right, let's go with Tanguy.
We're going with Tanguy here.
Let's go with the baller who has less assists than defensive midfielder.
Tanguy, he's played 33 matches.
Yeah,
he's played 33 matches and he still has fewer assists than Højbjerg. I think 1 more goal, if I'm correct. But Tanguy, the reason I have kind of the same stats or the same categories of stats right next to each other is because he's played 2 different positions all season. The one that you're going to be finding on the left here, let me get my laser pointer out, but the one that you're going to be finding on the left here is when he's playing next to Højbjerg in that pivot, in that kind of defensive midfield, but that one where he kind of bombs forward a bit more. That's the ones over to the left here. So here, these are the ones where he's playing the number 10. And so really I think it's the story of the season. He really is just far better in the number 10, debatably, if not our best number 10. I think, when the season was flying, when we were doing our best, that's where he was playing. And that's where, Jose had him won. That's where he was fighting for Jose, running for Jose, was in that number 10 position. At least in possession here, Marcelo, we were rightfully so, we're digging on him, you can only do so many dribbles, but, really just look at that man. This man is just an absolute baller. He will embarrass you. He will embarrass you and wants to embarrass you when he gets the ball. Players dribbled past. This is interesting, right? So he does that right in the midfield position next to Højbjerg, and then also in the number 10, he's still ranking practically the highest and most of it as well. So it just shows, this guy just loves to embarrass somebody. Also in the number 10 position, I think this is really interesting. He really does know how to show so much more for the ball. He knows how to receive the pass as well. And then as well as just even his passing in general is also better. And the number 10 knows how to slip it in behind. His long passing percentage doesn't attempt as many as others, but his long passing percentage is good. His passing percentages are solid. What'd you say?
Touches are poor. His touches are poor, though.
Touches are poor. And I think that's Marcelo. It's interesting because, right, in the attacking penalty area and then the attacking third, ranks really low. And there's two explanations. Either he really isn't like showing well in those areas, and or he's been switched right halfway through the season, so the stats that he built up in those areas dropped off. So the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, the likes of Bernardo Silva, all those guys have kind of overtaken him, maybe possibly in that area because he's had to switch positions. It's two possible theories. Either could work. I'm going to go to the next one here, and I'll finish quickly. And you look at just the defense for him in two different scenarios. He's much better defending when he's in that number 10. I think he's more willing to come back and make into tackle. But over here, I think he is in Dom Burgers. He's just in Dom Burgers over there. But yeah, I'll finish it off there. Maybe go to David and finish Marcelo or whoever wants to take it.
No, look, we'll let Marcelo go because, to be honest with you, I kind of want to hang about until we get Will Stewart to the 1,000. He's 24 people off. So if there's 190 people watching, surely there's 24 that haven't subscribed to Will Stewart. Even if we can bang 10 off that number for the chap, make sure you get over and subscribe. So look, we are going to let Marcelo come in because I know he's a busy boy. He has a lot of things to do. So Marcelo,
I gave him a 5.5, Marcelo, if you want to work off that.
I gotta give my opinion and then I gotta go. But as far as Endo lazy fat ass, look, listen, he is a baller. He is a good, like skill wise, he is a very good footballer. But his passion and desire has to be questioned for 2 years, and this guy is not fit. We're not talking about, he needs to adapt to the Premier League. No. He's not fit. He can't run for 90 minutes. That is ridiculous. That is unheard of. In your record transfer window, right, your record transfer player,
just put their name on.
The guy can't, run for 90 minutes. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Like it's shitting on the badge every time he loses the ball and doesn't track back. That's the least I expect. Roy Keane said it best. It's 2 yards. It's 2 yards. You have to track back. Whether you're Pogba, whether you're Ndombele, whether you're Neymar, whether even Jurgen Klopp said it best. Unless you're Messi or Ronaldo, everybody tracks back. Unless you're Messi, those are the only two that can get away with it. Unless you're not those two, you have to track back. Jurgen Klopp said it best. That's why Liverpool are a title-winning team, because they all track back, they all work hard, they all fight for the badge. They're all responsible. Tanguy, he's a great footballer, but he's not responsible and he's not professional. And that I cannot stand for. I cannot stand players that are not professional. I hate players that are not professional.
Yeah.
That for me is the basics when you come to Tottenham Hotspur. And for me, he's a great player. No. Listen. Berbatov was lazy, but Berbatov was 10 times the player that Ndombele was. Berbatov, his passes, his movement, they were all effective. They all had a purpose. They were meaningful. Ndombele, sometimes even when he gets the ball, he's lazy. For me, in my opinion, he gets a 5, maybe 6. He's
I gave him a 5.5. Would you agree with that? Maybe if you want to go in between 5.5.
Yeah, I'll go 5.5. I think that's a fair score. He is a great footballer. I still want to give him this season, right? I don't want to get rid of him yet. But if he's not fit this season and he's still, gurgling water, he's still going through, the McDonald's drive-through, listen, if he's still doing all those things, the only cup you'll ever see lifting with Ndombele is a large cup from, McDonald's with the Happy Meal. That's about it.
Okay.
That's about it.
Marcel, I did love that you say that, because normally, I love Tanguy and I don't like to dig into him as much as the next guy.
I do.
But I know, and that's why I love giving it to you. Let you do the real talk. Let you give him, the real value.
I love him too.
What you said about the gurgling water, I do remember he once subbed on, and it was like the 70th minute, and it was 3 minutes later, and he still picks up the water bottle out of the trainers cooler thing, and he took a big slurp and everything. You're just like, been on 3 minutes, lad.
100%. 100%. Marcelo, anything else you want to say, man? Because I know you do have to. You do.
Yeah, and with that, subscribe to Will Stewart. Get him to 1,000. If you don't get him to 1,000, then you're an Enix supporter and you need to get out. But much love, David. I can't wait for part 3, where we're going to go with the forwards, which I think will be some positives. I think that'll be more of a positive stream. I think we got most of the shit, out of the way. There is still some shit. There's still
I'll
some
form
shit.
some questions, maybe because it was bit more positive. I'll form some questions for everybody next time. Maybe to make it a bit more controversial. Maybe to get because this one it's impossible for these guys to disagree because all
Marcelo,
the players.
just hang on there for 1 minute. I just want to send Will the link to get him on so that he can plug his channel and that. Just give me 1 minute.
Yeah, I'll send Will the link. I'll send
Okay,
Will the link.
brilliant.
Yeah.
And good evening, Matty. I hope you're keeping well. Another one that's absolutely smashing YouTube lately.
Love Matty.
So
Come
proud
on.
of the kid. Matt Hayes, keep it up, my man. So proud of you. And Emily Dunn says we are only 20 off, getting to Will's target. So, guys, come on. We need to make sure we get it done. This is what it's about.
With that, fellas, I do have to go. I'm already late. So much love. And come on, you Spurs. Let's go.
Marcelo, I want to say thank you so much, man. You bring so much to this show, Frenemies. I love you, and I love you for it, man. Stay safe, and we'll get part 3 out soon.
Oh, come on.
Big yourself up, man. Big yourself up. What an absolute legend. But look, Jack, I will get into Endombele now. But look, guys, I can't stress enough. Get over to Will Stewart THFC Ranch. We're not far off it. We're nearly there. Get over and make his day. USA won the Nations Cup or whatever it was yesterday. Let's make his day today and get him to 1K. It's not even just Will. There's Mr. K. There's Cody Mack. You see Marcelo on it, myself, Kieran McDonald, Jack sometimes. There's Lokeman. There's Mr. Groves. There's so many people, guys. There's so many people that, all you guys like to watch, that you all like to see. So, there's multiple reasons to subscribe. Oh, my bad. And look, before I let Will plug his, I'm going to let Will give his channel a quick plug, and then we're going to speak on Endombele, just so to see how far we can get into the target. But Will, how far are we off? And tell them why they need to subscribe, lad.
We are at 981 right now.
Come on, 19. Look, it's like detention. I'm the headmaster. I'm going to keep yous. Until it's done. So, just make everyone's night here easy and get over there, subscribe. I know there's people. Scott Comerford, Daniel Field, Mr. Edwardson, Cynical Dad. Cody Max, of course, he's subscribed. Aglaya, I think she's subscribed. If you're not Aglaya, I'm disappointed. Dark Song G has subscribed. Stefan Blaise, Mr. MC. Come on, guys. I'm calling on all yous.
There was one left. Is there 18 more? That's a question.
Come on, guys. Alexander, Aaron Dove, I'm looking at you guys. Come on. But Will, let them know what to expect on the channel. Let them know why they need to subscribe.
Yeah, so our channel is pretty fun. I think it has a little bit of a pub vibe, especially our late night rant shows that we do over here. We bring in as many people who want to come. David is there all the time, even though it's like in the middle of the night for him. 9:83. Yeah, we're almost there. And also too, it's not just me, right? It's not just me. We've got Cody Mack. He has his own morning THFC show that he does every Wednesday morning. Then we also have the Bald and Bearded Tottenham Boys show that we do on Tuesdays. That's me and Cody Mack. And then we have my Q&A show that we do on Thursday. A lot of this too, if you're in the UK, a lot of our shows, like the Bald and Bearded Tottenham Boys show, that's like 6:30 p.m. UK time. My Q&A show is around between 6 and 6:30 p.m. UK time. So even if you're in the UK, we've got plenty of content that comes around your time. We've also got Mr. K, who you guys see in the chats all over the place. He's got his own show with Awesome Mom Brian Daigle.
Awesome Mom. Legend.
And 985, man. There's still people in here that are
15 more, guys. 15 more. Come on, 168 is watching. I hope that means some of you has logged off and gone over to Will Stewart's. I really hope that's the case. Look, I'm the headmaster. I told you, you're all in detention. The only way detention is ending, you get over there and subscribe to Will Stewart. Come on, guys. Only you can make it happen. I've had it rolling along the banner here all show. I have his description in the link below. You don't even have to type it in. If it's too long for you to type in, you don't even have to type it in. Just click on the description. Will, spam that chat with the link, man. Spam it with the link.
Yep. And we also have, our rant show, all kinds of stuff. I'm here on David's channel every now and again, and I'm on pretty much every other channel that's in the family. Bob Spur, Tottenham Away with Jack's friends over there. And look, we are looking to do more shows, and we're looking to bring on more people to do shows. And I think it's a really fun channel. I think it's a lot of comedy sometimes. We've wound up all kinds of new social medias. We've got TikTok, which is now the home of BJ. So there'll be a lot of exclusive BJ content. And if people don't know who BJ is, right now you can only really see him either on my Twitter or on Tottenham Away. But
And if you subscribe.
yeah. And then so we got TikTok, we've got Instagram, we've got Twitter, Facebook, all of that stuff. And yeah, once we get to 1,000 subscribers, it'll really let us know that there's a market for people wanting to see what we have to see. And so far it's been great. Our channel's only been live. We've only been making videos for, I want to say 2 months and 2.5 months. That's it. So
That's insane. That's insane.
Yep.
986 right now, 14 folks left. There are 14 folks watching the show that haven't subscribed. Please go and do that. We would love it. You 100%. Won't regret it. The content that we have, like even last night, we did that USA, Mexico live watch along. We'll be doing live watch alongs for the Euros as well, for different, select teams. And that one video alone, oh, what a crazy watch along that was. I mean, it was absolutely insane. David, you went to sleep way too early. Maybe you did. You missed it.
I know. No, do you know what it was, Will? Right? So I was asleep. I set my alarm to wake up and watch. I know it's embarrassing, but Mayweather and Logan,
yeah.
So I woke up a bit too early, so it was grand. I was able to tune into the watch along and that for a bit. But, I was raging I missed it, to be honest with you. In a way, I was raging I missed it because I've been stuck watching Ireland. It's not a great watch, But look, it is what it is. I just want to say to everybody as well, make sure you do get over and check out Sean O'Bain's YouTube channel as well.
Yep. I posted the link in the chat earlier.
Yeah, Will's posted the link in the chat. Everybody keep getting over and subscribing. Look, we'll get Sean to a number she wants to get to another day. But in the meantime, do get over and subscribe. But we need to get Will Stewart to 1K. Look, make the lad's weekend. He sat there celebrating America winning a trophy yesterday. Let's get him to 1K today. It's Bank Holiday Monday over here in Ireland. Come on, guys. There's 167 watching. And a fair play to you for watching us trying to get Will Stewart to 1K. But come on, guys.
Here's what I'll say too. Especially if anybody who's part of that Marcelo army, if anybody's part of that Marcelo army, that Marcelo kind of fan
cult. He's on the show all the time.
He's on all the time, and he's on all the time at the latest hours when you see almost the best and the worst of Marcelo, really, and where you see him at his nastiest, you see him at his best, and so that's really at Will Stewart's. It's almost like sometimes. It's almost like David sometimes has like a tame Marcelo compared to the Marcelo that can be on Will Stewart's sometimes. So really, if you love Marcelo especially, head over to Will Stewart's.
100%, Jacko. 100%, lads. We're 7 off. There must be 7 people. I'm not going to give my player rating on End on Belly until we hit that 1K. So there's 7 people out there. Look, Sean Blaney, Will is sub to you. You sub to Will. I'm sure you already have. Matt Hayes, 8 more. Come on, guys. Everybody. Do you know what's mad? How invested everybody is in this right now. How much we are all on the big push to get them there. Come on, guys. We're nearly there. The link is here. The link is here. Come on, guys. 7 more.
7 more folks.
7 more. We're going to do it tonight. I have a feeling. Everyone's giving us the updates. Everyone's watching it minute by minute. So my wife unsubscribed me, and I have to subscribe at least once a week. She says I need to support a winning team. Yeah. No, look, she's probably doing you the world of good. Aaron Dove, I hope you've subscribed. Come on, Cody Mack. It's killing Cody Mack and Will. They can almost taste it. And like I said, I'm not giving end on belly opinions out to no one until we get it. Come on, everyone's saying it. Look, this is the power of the Harris Army. The thing is, you guys, you make these shows. You guys tuning in, everything else, but you also make everyone else's show. In a way, all of you fans, the Harris Army. Ye actually have the power because you're the ones that keep us going. By watching our shows, liking, subscribing, super chatting, helping us every way you can. Because without you guys, it's so demoralizing doing streams to nobody. And you probably wouldn't keep going. So you guys have all the power. But let's flex the Harris Army muscles. Let's get over there. Will, surely we must be at least like 5 off. 7 people. There's 7 people. There's 160. Come on, guys. Come on. Look, I might even look. If this is going to help you, I'm going to let Will Stewart give his view on Ndombele for a player rating this season. He shouldn't even be here right now. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be here right now. He's come in. You know, we're on the big push. We're nearly there. And he's going, look, let's listen to hear what he has to say on Ndombele. If you think it's worthy for a subscribe, get over there and do it. We only have 7 people to go. 7 people to go. Come on, lads. Let's do this. Pitch 58, I hope you're sub. Well, yeah, he's obviously subbed. But look, take it away, Will. Come on, let us know what you think on Ndombele.
Yeah, so Ndombele, I think that for him as a player rating for the season, if I were to give him a score on the season as a whole, I would have to go with probably 6.5. And that's because the first half, if I were to rate him just on the first half of the season, I would definitely have gone with a higher score, maybe a 7.5. But he did seem to have a little bit of fitness issues. I don't know if it was the number of fixtures that were on, but he definitely seems to have a fitness issue. But that being said, I think of him personally as being full of class. I see there is definitely a potential there. And you have to remember that he's still a very young player. What is he, Jack? Like 23, 24?
24,
We're nearly there. We're nearly there. There's people
exactly right.
Yep.
Just answer Yvonne Gill before you go on with more about Ndombele. She wants to know how she subscribes.
Well, I can throw the link in the chat again, and you just click that link and then tap the red button there. You may have to
tap it, drop a people's elbow, or headbutt it, smash it, do what you need to do.
Like Jack likes to say, smash it with your lips.
These days, you got to smash with your lips. Here, it's over here. You got to give it the Irish elbow, and then I think as well, it's also the Zidane forehead if you're up for it as well.
And also too, if people want a little bit of a preview of kind of what happens sometimes on my show. Not only is there, the creators here that you like to see, but you can also find people that we are the home of the Ben Davies testimonial. So, we do that here with the Ben Davies testimonial. Ben Davies.
6 more.
10 years, the most amazing.
Players absolutely loving the staff previews, man.
Aglaya has been too generous, though, and so Aglaya, I really appreciate that you do love the show. I really appreciate it. Big up, very honored that Aglaya loves it. She's been an absolute legend recently.
No, she is. She's a huge fan, Jack. I promise you that, man. Like, look, Jack, a lot of people love you on this channel, man. They absolutely love you. But Will, let's get back to the player ratings. We're 6 off people. Sure. 168. Surely let's drop this down to 160 right now. Let's just get it over and done with. Let's get the 1K. Come on, but
give it the Glasgow kiss.
We're at 993 right now. It keeps going up and down. I don't know what's going on with that. People are.
Look, if there's anybody holding out, to beat 1,000, just stop holding out and get it done. It all counts. It doesn't matter whether you're 1 or 1,000. It all counts. Get over there and smash that subscribe. The numbers are going up here, which they shouldn't be. They should be going down because we're on the big push to get to Will Stewart to 1K. But Will, maybe a couple more opinions on Endom Fat Ass might get them over.
Yeah, so Ndombele for me, look, I think he has skills. I think he has did BJ unsubscribe? That's too bad. I'll have to talk to him about that. But no, for Ndombele, look, I think he's a class player. I do think he has a fitness issue though, but I think he's definitely one for the future. If we can get a manager that can actually get him motivated, I think that he has potential. It's a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame that you have to motivate a professional player at this level. But it comes down to his own self. It's his first full season in the league. I think if it was me, I would give him one more year to kind of show his stuff, give his workout, and see if he can get himself up to the quality that we know he has.
Sure.
But that's all depends on him, and he's got to do it. So.
I completely agree with 100%.
That. Well, look. Keep giving us an update. Keep giving us the update and let us know how we're getting on. Keep spamming your link in the chat. Everybody, please make sure you smash that subs. Like I said, I'm not ending this. I'm determined. 1K, the power of the Harris Army. Power of the Harris Army. But look, for me, on Endom Fat Ass, Endom Burgers, look, with the guy, there's undoubtedly a talent there. there is a talent there, right? Now, he's a bit like me, right? He's a bit overweight, you know, and when you're on the football pitch, your head is thinking quicker than what your feet can move. And that's his problem. You know, that's his problem. And then, like, you know, once you do that lung busting run where you beat 3-4 players, look, I score, Endon Bellet doesn't. I usually score, right? But, you know, you're trying to catch your breath and you're not tracking back. And that's his problem.
Yeah.
And look, I know what he's going through because I'm a big guy, so is he.
You both have nice touch.
Yeah, but with him, look, he scored that beautiful goal against Sheffield United. That beautiful ball over the top against Man City to help us win that game. And he has had some outstanding performances. I was calling him end on baller at one stage. But I cannot overlook a professional footballer being paid 100, 200K a week and not being fit. Fit is the minimum requirement of a footballer.
Yeah.
Minimum. And it's unforgivable. It really is unforgivable, just like that. Dermot Moy says, just subscribe to Will's channel, lads. We must be getting close.
Big up, Dermot.
Sitting right at 993. Sitting right at 993. 7 folks. That's all we need is 7 folks.
7 years. That's all we're asking for.
994. 6. We need 6.
Look, there's 1,700. Sorry, I'm getting carried away. 174 people watching right now. Come on, guys. We need 6 more. We'll keep putting that link in, man. We're not ending till it's done. There's people teasing us. I know people want to see us here all night. You know, I have Ben and Jerry's.
It keeps going up. It goes up and then it goes down. And goes up and then it goes down.
Nah, come on, guys. Stop this. That's Bob Spur. That's Bob Spur. I'm blaming Bob Spur for all of this. Bob Spur,
are you doing that?
It's him. He was saying earlier on he's subbing and unsubbing. Come on, guys. It's not 994. We must be at the 1K, surely. There's 176 people watching. But back to Endon Baller. We'll keep doing what you need to do, man.
But yeah, no, it's 993 right now. Bob.
Honestly, guys, whoever's messing around, stop messing. It's annoying me. We need to get there. We need there. Look, exactly. So many people got to say 1K, but people that are subscribed, look, you know, grab your missus' iPad, grab your daughter's iPad, smash a subscribe using their account. Get him over to 1K. Just do what you need to do. Even Shauna Blaney's that committed to the call.
$5 just to motivate you guys. I appreciate that.
Legend. Come on. If Shauna is trailblazing the way for you. Shauna is showing you the way. She's showing you the light. She's showing you that there's a channel that you haven't seen. There's a channel you've been missing out on. It's where you get the hardcore. It's where you get almost the uncensored sometimes as well on Will Stewart's, but then also the censored content, the smart, intelligent content as well. It's everything you can need in a channel. And Shauna is exactly right. She's getting tired. She's getting tired of being held hostage here. She's trying to show you the way. So please head on over and subscribe.
To be honest with you, I'm at the point, even if you just want to abuse them, just subscribe. Do you know what I mean? Just
you want to troll me?
Even if you just want to abuse them, just subscribe. But Shauna, this is the commitment to the cause. Shauna, you're the next one we'll get on. We're going to get you some subs as well next. But big up. Thank you for your commitment to the cause. We're nearly there. Matty, he's even got his sister to subscribe. She's not happy about it, but it's worth the $5 I've bribed her with. Exactly, Matty. You know, I'm sure Will repay that, man. I'm sure he will. You know what I mean? But look, the link is here, guys. We need 5 more. If Matty's got 1 to subscribe, we should only need 5 more. You know, I don't care.
All we need.
Knock on your neighbor's door. Tell him it's emergency. It's the Harris Army. Like, to be honest with you, I'd love to wake up tomorrow and someone saying to me, look, I ran next door. It's 11:30, 11:45 at night, but I ran next door, got my neighbor to subscribe. You know, that's what I want to. That's what the stories I want to hear.
996.
Matty's sister saying she didn't get the money, and the link. Now look, come on, 3 to go. 3 to go. Apparently, let's do this. We're nearly there. 3 to go.
I've shared the live update. If you want to throw that on there, if you want to help motivate folks.
Yep,
it's there.
1,000. I see 1,000.
Jack, I'm sorry for holding you hostage.
I see 999, 1,000.
997.
Come on, guys. We're nearly there. Let's come on. We need the party poppers.
999.
Come on.
We're going to watch it live. 1,000. 101. Let's keep them coming. I'm sure YouTube's going to kick a couple of them off if people are up.
No, look, that's honestly, that's class. The Harris Army, I love you. I love every single one of you. The way you tune into these shows, the way you support me with Super Chats, but not only that, we give you a mission to do. And you know, the army, like good little soldiers, you all line up with your backpacks, with your gear on, and you get over there and you get the job done. Look, Jack, I will bring you back in a second before we end. I just want to say to everybody else, if you have liked this stream, I'm going to give Will a chance to say thank you to everybody. But if you have liked this stream, make sure you smash subscribe on my channel. I am pushing for 3K. If you want to help me get there, smash that like button. You know, or the subscribe button on the channel. Make sure you do smash a like on the stream. It helps with the YouTube algorithms. Make sure you've smashed that. If you want to get in a couple of super chats, say thanks for the show. Tell us if you're looking forward to part 3. Then let us know if you're enjoying Jack being involved in Frenemies. Big yourselves up. Look, we will take this super chat, and then I'm sure Will want to thank everybody.
Brian C here. Brian C, being an absolute legend tonight. You know, very generous super chats. And even another thing, I hate to say, another thing we got to hold a lot of people hostage over is spam the comments right now. What is the dessert tonight? What is the Harris Army choice of Ben and Jerry's tonight? What are we having tonight, everybody? Let us know. But Brian C here, he says, boom, the power of the Harris Army. I mean, it's like Sean or Chaz Michaels from Blades of Glory. Boom. But yeah, brilliant, Brian C. Brilliant. It is the power of the Harris Army. The Harris Army can never do wrong.
No, never do wrong. Never do wrong. But look, let's take the celebration out of the way. Why Will's going to thank everybody. Let's get the comments up. Come on, Will. Let's thank everybody.
Yeah, thank you guys. Absolutely 100%. You guys are awesome and absolutely amazing. And David, you've been nothing but a huge support to me and the channel.
Look, I don't want any praise, man. It's all the work you do, lad. I don't want any of this. It's all the work you put in, Cody Mack puts in, Mr. K, everybody else. Yeah,
it's jumping up and down now. I think it's just a thing that YouTube does as it reads it, and it settles and it goes through. So it probably, when all is said and done, it'll probably end up being at like 1,010. But no, I totally appreciate you guys for doing that. Look, I love Tottenham Hotspur with everything that I am, and look, just even being a part of the Spurs YouTuber family, whether I have 1,000 subscribers or whether I have 10 subscribers, it's really not important to me. What's important to me is, one, seeing our club win, and being and just having fun and being a family. Look, I'm telling you, it's been nothing but amazing. I've never met David in person. I've never met Jack in person. I've never met Cody in person. I've never met Brian Daigle in person or Brian Ireland or any of them. But I feel like they're all really good friends of mine. And, you know, if they're ever in my part of the world, they'll never need a hotel because we'll have a spot for them. And you know, it's just so great to be able to come on these different shows and give my opinions and disagree with people. I mean, there are a lot of people that I disagree with on other channels. Even on this channel, there's some things that me and David don't disagree about. But, you know, one of the things, I think one of the biggest moments for us was, you know, the ESL show that we did when it very first happened. I mean, David and I were going back and forth, and it turned some people off and it turned some people on, and everything that we do is all for you guys out there. Even the hard work that David puts in. I mean, he does all this stuff off of his phone, guys. Like, I don't even realize that, you know, like, he does all of this content and puts out all of these shows and does all of this great work through his phone. So all of those super chats and all of the memberships that you guys do, it all helps him to be able to get the equipment. I happen to be blessed with equipment simply because I use it for other things in my life. But all of the support that you guys give David and Maddie Hayes and, you know, everybody else out there in the YouTube world is so appreciated. It's so appreciated. We need to get David up to 3K. I'm not happy with 3K. I want to see David get up to 10K. How you can help David get to 10K is by throwing in those super chats, jumping on those memberships, sharing all of these videos with your friends. It's not just enough to like them. Share them. If you're in a Facebook group, hit that share button, throw it out there. You know, check this stuff out. You know what I mean? And we need to get Maddie up to 10K as well. He's almost there. Maddie's almost to 10K. So make sure you're sharing Matt's videos. You know, trust me, it takes time to jump on there. Even jumping on for 15, 20 minutes to do an update. You got to make a thumbnail. You got to put it in there. You know, there's at least 15 to 20 minutes of work that goes in before you're doing that 10-minute video of just reading out the tweet. It's gathering all that information. I mean, it's a huge thing. And Cody Mack wants to come in and say hello and for you guys, you know, and he's, hey guys, thank you very much for subscribing. 1,000 subscribers for us. It's great. Giving you a big kiss, Cody Mack.
Fuck it, Will. Send him the link. Bring him on. Let him say thank you as well. He's a huge part of the channel. Cody, if you get 2 minutes, man, you know, come on and say thank you to the Harris Army.
Yeah, I'll send Cody the link. I don't know if he'll be able to. This is a weird time for him, but if he's able to jump in there,
Look, even if
I
it's
would
just
do
for
that.
2 minutes to say thank you. He's been in the comments all evening. He loves Frenemies. Yeah. He must have sent the missus out to do a bit of shopping or treated her or something that he's allowed to sit down and watch it. But no, look, I just want to echo what Will said. Look, any Spurs content creator you come across, always show them your support. Smash a like on it. Look, even if you don't watch the shows, just click in, smash a like, put a comment in underneath. Every little really does help. But look, as much as we have the content creators, it's people like Jack, like Danny, people who don't have channels who are coming onto the shows. They bring their expertise, they bring their opinions. And especially with Jack, I want to big up Jack too, because honestly, this guy, and I know everybody else believes this too, he's taken this channel to a new level. He really has. It's the intelligent questions, it's the stats he brings, it's everything else. I want everyone else to get in there in the comments now and just let us know how much you appreciate Jack and how much more of him you want to see. I really do, because he's played a massive part on pushing me towards this 3K, along with the likes of Will, Bob, Kieran from Let's Talk Spurs, who have helped me with thumbnails. Matty Hayes, who helped me get my channel up and running. We are Tottenham TV, who's playing a massive part, giving me my own show on their channel. I'm now doing watch-alongs this summer for them as well and stuff like that. The likes of Tottenham Away, everybody, Henry Wright, So, look, everybody, I appreciate everything. Look, we have Cody Mack in here. Let's bring him in. Let's let him say thank you. And then after that, we're going to let Jack, plug himself and let everyone know where they can find him. And then we'll probably end it off because I've held everyone hostage too long.
Thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing. And David, man, I think we have to come up with a name. I think you're the mayor of Spurs YouTube, because you're out there helping everybody get their subscriber count up. You're always thinking of other people before yourself. You're a very generous lad, and we owe you a debt of gratitude. That's for sure. We really appreciate you helping us out. Lads. Yeah, I gotta go though. I'm supposed to be putting my kids to bed right now, but I appreciate everything you do. I appreciate you having me on to say thank you. Thank you to the Harris Army, and take care, everybody.
Thank you, Cody, for joining this crazy American on his journey. So you've been a big part of
sure.
Of the
You're not bad for an American, Will.
I try.
I love the way he just left you with that as well. I just love the way he left you with that. But look, Danny Kiriakou says, Jack, Bob told me he wants to have your babies.
Listen, I mean, to be honest, when I actually think about it, I think Bob and I could actually make some pretty beautiful babies. We would have, nice, beautiful skin. Bob has a nice beard that could complement it well. It could actually be some excellent, beautiful children. So maybe he's right. Maybe Danny's right. Bob is a good looking guy, so it could combine quite well.
No, 100%. And Jack, honestly, man, the comments flying
everybody,
in.
Thank you, everybody. To Emily, to Shamu, to Tommy, to Mark, to everybody. Thank you so much, John, right here. Danny, you guys are all legends. I really appreciate it. And thank you, David, as well. Really, every time, it really is an honor. It really is, I mean, the people in the chat may understand, but yeah, it's an absolute honor to sit between Marcelo and David, the people who I absolutely look up to. And so it really is. I pinch myself every time. I get butterflies every time. It really is. It's sensational, and it's an absolute honor, and it's so wonderful that people enjoy it as well. So really, everybody, thank you. You're all too nice. Thank you.
And I also I want to thank Henry Wright too. He had me on. I was just in the chat today on his show. He brought me on and helped. I think we were at like 960 when I went on a show today. And by the time I got off his show, it was about the time you guys started rolling. I think I was up to only like 30 away. So out of that 40, 60 subs that I needed to hit 1,000 today, he was responsible for a good 20 of those. So no, look, all the people to bring in some crazy American guy who likes to talk stuff about Tottenham Hotspur, to be able to bring him on and help us do that, it's been great. So look forward to it.
Look, it's fully deserved. Look, I am going to give the people what I promised. I will have a bit more of a say on Ndembele. Then I'm going to let Will and Jack plug to where they need to be found, and then we're going to end it off there. But look, with Ndembele, my season rating probably would be in and around a 5. Look, I'm willing to give him one more season. Just cut out the quarter pounders, the half pounders, whatever it is you're eating, and just go for Caesar salads. It's simple. It's that simple. Just trim yourself down end on belly, and you will be an absolute player. You will be an absolute baller. And the thing is, it kills me. It kills me seeing him come on the pitch and after 3 minutes, he's guzzling down water. You can tell he's struggling. So whatever manager comes in next, I'm willing to give him one more season to get fit, because I do see something special in there. It's just about dropping the pounds and getting out there and doing it. And that's what it's about. So look, for me, I'm going to give him a 5. I think that's fair. I think that's being reasonable. I actually think it's my most reasonable one yet, to be fair. Some players like Winks have got -10. So giving Ndombele it's a 5, it's generous. But look, like I said, bottom line is it's unbearable that a professional footballer is not fit. Yeah. It's unbearable, because at the end of the day, first and foremost, it should be Tottenham. It should be football. And then it should be, after that, then you enjoy what football is giving you. Not enjoy what football is giving you, then football, then Tottenham, then football. It's complete wrong way around with this guy. He needs to get his head in check. And look, any manager that comes in next, to be honest with you, I'd probably send someone to live with him, or send someone to look after him. Make sure that his nutrition is right, make sure he's doing extra training. In fact, send him to go and live with Son's father. That's what he needs. Send him to employ Son's father and send Ndombele to live with him. He's a young lad. He's come to London. I grew up in London. I go back to London. I know how easy it is. I go to London. Chippers are that cheap. I'm getting a kebab and chips for £5. I'm getting a chicken burger and chips for £2. Honestly, you're just eating it all day, every day. It's very easy to balloon on the way. I can get what he's going through. Just cut the burgers and be Ndombele. Stop being Ndombele and be Ndombele. That's what I say. If you want a burger, just go and have a vegan burger or something like that. Something simple. It's simple to sort out. But come on, Ndombele, just get your arse in gear. We need you in that midfield. But look, we are going to end it off here. But Jack, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you, man? Because your expertise, I'm telling you now, you're going to go on to bigger things from here, and they're going to be required on a lot more bigger channels. So if there is anybody out there watching, let them know where they can find you, man.
I mean, listen, look.
Froze?
Yeah, he does that every once in a while. He's back.
He moved. Froze again.
He's coming back.
Smile, though. It's a good smile, though. It's a good place to freeze.
It's a good snapshot. I always tell him he looks like a man.
You're back now, yeah.
I'm all better. Sorry, everybody. But yeah, you can find me this upcoming Wednesday. You can find me everywhere practically, but you can find me this upcoming Wednesday with David yet again. We're going to do our weekly show, Jack Ask David, asking David the Harvick questions, getting David's answers, which everybody loves to hear. What David actually really thinks. He's a little bit less responsible for the hosting, for the running of things, and we get to know what's kind of going on inside his brain with Spurs. I believe also you can find me on Fridays at Tottenham Away always, and then for the Two Brian show. And then also I believe David and I have an upcoming Euro show. So anybody that's been liking the stats with Jack, anybody that's been enjoying kind of some of the, the formation, tactical analysis and everything that I've been kind of doing here with David, we're going to be doing a version of that upcoming for the Euros. So everybody big yourself up. And yeah, you can find me always here at the Irish. You can find me at Tottenham Away. I just did a show recently with Cody in the morning. Maybe hopefully I can do that again. But yeah, everybody, you can find me everywhere practically. And follow me on Twitter, especially if you want to ask me any question of any kind, Spurs related, any other team, especially in Europe's top 5 leagues, whatever. Just message me, follow me on Twitter. I'd be happy to reach out.
No, 100%. Look, guys, I'm telling you, Jack, he has so much to offer people. So make sure you do follow him on Twitter. He's the guy for stats. He loves it. But look, Bob Spurs has a super chat here for you, Jack.
Yeah, Bob Spurs said we call our baby Jack Jit. Bob, I gotta say, like I've said, I'm a big fan of the Itches. I'm a big fan of, like the Iliciches, the Joviciches. If I were to have full choice over my kid's name, it would be Jakic or Jakic. But that would be me if but maybe that'll be a bit more of a custody dispute between me and Bob when we have our child and we're naming it. So we'll have to find something in between there.
You and Bob are having a child?
Well, yeah, he said he wants.
Yeah,
he wants
the show's took a weird turn.
Yeah.
Took a weird turn. That's when you know to end the shows. Everyone's going insane from all the content. But look, Will, I know people are probably already know where to find you, but look, give them a shout. I'll let them know where to find you if there is anyone that's watching.
Wait, I just got to say, Shamu is apparently an itch, which just makes him like an absolute legend. If your last name ends with an itch, Shamu, You're an absolute legend for me. You could do no wrong by my books. I'm not even kidding. You could stab me in the back, and I'll still love your name and everything you represent. So big up, Shamu. And also, Shamu, we already love you because you're in the Irish Hotspur every day. So big up, Shamu.
Yeah.
Apparently he's a niche, though, so big yourself up. Sorry, Will.
Yep, no problems. Will Stewart, THFC Rants is a show. If you're watching this back and you missed the whole, push to 1,000, now you know where you can find us. THFC Rants. We do shows at least 5 days or 5 times a week now is what our current schedule is. I want to add to that. I want to get to the point where we're at least doing 7 shows a week. So I'm trying to figure out ideas. If you guys have any ideas, you can hit us up you can either send me a DM on Twitter, or we also have a Discord too that you can go in there and throw some show ideas into, all that fun stuff. Also, for people that want to know, BJ does have his own TikTok, so make sure you check out THFC Rants on TikTok. If you do a TikTok, if that's your thing, there's going to be a lot of funny content. BJ in his kit, trying to do free kicks and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So check out, stay look for that, and just thank you guys for helping us get to 1,000 today. It was great.
Nah, no worries at all. Look, just the old lad here, he says, don't forget David Klingsman will be a fantastic manager. Look, I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit disappointed when you text me that earlier on, because I'm sitting there, I'm like, this man has instilled, winning at all cost in me, installed the bollocks in me, and then I seen you willing to accept Klingsman, and I was just like, what's going on? But look, I get it, you're a huge fan, you loved his hair back in the 90s when he came and saved us, he scored the goals, he came and saved us, you have a bit of a man crush on him, I get it. But he's not the answer. He's not the answer. But look, we disagreed on Jose. I'm sure we're going to disagree on the next manager, but that's the life of being a Spurs supporter. That's the life of being a Spurs supporter. But thank you so much for tuning in as well. I really appreciate it. And I hope you're having a good evening there. Just be nice to me mother and me sisters. Just make sure you're treating them well there. Make sure, that you're the one cooking dinner for them, letting them relax and everything else. And then Dean Webb says, David, sorry, I mentioned Lowe, just got a feeling. Yeah, look, if we get Joachim Love in, the ball sniffer, itchy, scratchy, for me, definitely don't want him. Definitely don't want him. But look, I'm going to say that. You enjoy your kebab or whatever chip you're eating right now. I'm going to see you Wednesday. Look, a bit of a revelation for the show on Wednesday night. I'm going to try and get on for the first couple of minutes, just to ease everybody so that they have that comfort of seeing my face. I know how much they love it, but I genuinely probably won't be able to take part in the discussion because I'm going for a 2-day breakaway with me out lad down to Tipperary. We're going camping. We're going to sit back. We're going to relax. We're going to get fucked up. I'm just turning, I'm going to ignore a lot of the phone because my head's been so much into Tottenham and social media and Twitter. I've never been that way before. I used the odd day I'd look at social media, stuff like that. I was never really... So I just need that 2 days to let loose and just kick back and unwind with the old lad. So I'm looking forward to that. So Jack will be your host Wednesday. Jack will be the main man Wednesday. We will... I think Brian Dade rang me today. He wants to fill in. He wants to fill in Wednesday. So it'll be Brian, Bob and Danny. And Jack, of course, on the hosting duties. So tune in for that. We also have a Euro show coming up. So I'm probably looking. I might only get it out Saturday. I'll see if we can get it out tomorrow, or even get it recorded tomorrow and get it out. But I'm looking forward to it. That's obviously with Jack. He's going to give us the stats. He's going to give us the lowdown. He's going to give us a prediction on who he thinks is going to take the Euros based on stats. He's going to give us prediction on the games. Anyone that loves a flutter in the bookies, tune in. Jack's going to give us a prediction based on the stats, not based on what's going through our heads and on who we fancy. Prediction based on stats, so it's going to be a whopper of a summer. Everyone get on to Kiss My Score. Download the app. Get on to Kiss My Score. Join the Harris Army League on it. It's a free prediction league. You don't have to pay or anything like that. It's a free prediction league. It's a great way to enjoy the content with me over the summer, interact with each other, and I'm putting up a prize for everybody to take. Winner takes all. So make sure you get over and check that out. We will be doing another part 3 of Frenemies where we'll be going through all the attacking players. Sorry, couldn't get it done today. But the likes of Harry Stinks stole the show, So there's nothing we could do about that. We just have so much to get off our chest. We have plenty more content coming. You'll also see me on We Are Tottenham TV over the summer where I'll be hosting watch-alongs. for the Euros. You'll be seeing me on my channel hosting Euros, watching on for the Euros as well. I hope to see you all there. Harris Army, I want to say to you, you're absolutely fucking incredible. The love you show me, the love you show my guests, it's insane. I don't know how you do it. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody for the super chats. It's insane. Your support, it helps me just grow, keep getting better and better and better, getting the better equipment in, getting the equipment I need in. The Spurs have massive shows coming next season. Stats with Jack. We have the Tottenham breakfast where I'll be putting out challenges there every week for people to be getting involved in. It's going to be a great little show. It'll be an hour and a half, every Saturday morning. So make sure that's all to come. But I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that's tuned in, especially you, the Harris Army. Anyone that is new, make sure you have smashed that subscribe. Make sure you smash a like on the stream. It's important for the algorithm. When the video ends, make sure you get in the comment. Just put in hashtag Harris Army, thumbs up, whatever you want. Slag me off. I don't care. Get your comments in below. Again, all helps with the YouTube algorithm. It keeps pushing Frenemies out to an audience. Also, bit ambitious, I know. But when this is finished, everyone get on social media at Ben and Jerry's and tell them this is the show they need to sponsor.
Thank you, David. Exactly. Everybody, we're trying to, everybody loves Ben and Jerry's. Everybody loves a good Ben and Jerry's dessert. And so please,
it's coming.
Just some type of tweet where, you're calling out Ben and Jerry's, either Ben and Jerry's UK, Ben and Jerry's USA, Ben and Jerry's wherever you're located in the world, and just please let them know that the Irish Hotspur is already giving them way too much free advertising as it is, and that they need to give us a little bit of some love as well, and give us also some free Ben and Jerry's. So please, please, please spam Ben and Jerry's, either direct message or just at them as well. And also for Shamu, I'm going to take a guess at it, and I think it's Matiasevich or Matiasevich. So let me know how it is, but that was my guess there.
100%. And Will was showing everybody there as well, the prediction league, the Harris Army prediction league. Yep. There it is there. It's the same logo as what's on the channel. It's all set up, ready
It's easy
to go.
find. It's easy to find for people who don't know. Like when you're downloading the app, you just sit there, download up, set up your profile, and then you hit the join league button, and the Harris Army for me was the second one down. So you just join it or click there and jump on there. It didn't cost me a dime.
No, exactly. And the best thing is, there's going to be a prize at the end of it. Prize, I'm not sure yet. But there will be a prize at the end of it. I'm getting it sorted. Look, as well, I see people saying they want me to do content with some of these other larger creators. You want me to get content with them. Look, I can hit them up. They're not going to bat an eyelid at me. What tends to happen is people wonder what Harris Army is about. People wonder who the Irish Hotspur is. You want me to do content with these guys. When they're streaming, get in there and spam their chat. Make sure they have no option but to check me out and get me on. But look, the power of the Harris Army, it's been great to see. Once again, we've achieved so many goals. We've had so many people on this channel, and Will Stewart's just another one in the long line. We're going to get Shauna and Blaney on. We're going to help her out with subs and stuff. We're going to get Bob Spur back on. We're going to help him. There's a lot more people we need to help. These are all magic. We are going to end it off here. Aglaya Kakaratas, big up the Harris Army. True ambassador, true general. Matt Hayes says, David, why is it only roasting in Ireland the last week or two? I don't know. I haven't a clue, Matty, but I'm off to Tipperary to enjoy it, man. Sun's out, guns out. I'm going to be sitting there with cans. I'm just going to chill the fuck out. It's been a long season. I need to get away before I explode. You know what I mean? Everyone, I'm not exploding in anger, but just, with me, I get so invested into stuff. I have to, every once in a while, take a day or two and retract away from everything so I can refresh the engines, refresh the ideas, and come back at you with bigger and better shows. But big up at Glea Kakaratas for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Harris Army, I love every single one of yous. I've honestly changed my life. You've transformed my life. I love every single one of yous. And until next time, come on, you Spurs. Let's fucking have it next season.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up Harris Army.